that give you 10 kobo once in a year, once in 4 years, is your Lord and Savior in suffering. But I want to ask you questions. This is directed to this youthful, our youth Amajiris, not the people in the north now. Because the north is nuclear, it's micro Amajiris, regional micro. I want to expand it now in a bigger form. Nigeria youth are now Amajiris, many. And those Amajiris are the one that are saying we want Atiku, we want Tinubu, we want Kwakwasu, we want that. The educated one that have seen within the line, that have seen those people have no future. These people have finished us. So look at what they are telling us. It is my turn. It is my turn. Mamelo come. I don't know how he says it. Agbado and come. Is this what we want as a people? So please, we are bigger than this. We are not Amajiris. We should know what we want. Let's stand and take our right. Right is not given by nobody. You have to take it. You must take it in the whole world. You must stand up and fight. Fela said this. Bob Marley said this. Go back and listen to them. You must stand up and fight. It has been like this years back. But it is you, us as a people, that represent these people to say, go and represent us. So if the people were sending message and now lording themselves over us, like we are trekking, they are using bulletproof jeep. Who is going to steal from you? Me, I don't have gun. Why are they using bulletproof jeep? Because they are criminals. They can't walk freely with you. They can't come out and talk. So my people, we are not really an Amajiris. Let the original Amajiris, which they are subjecting, just like Atiku said yesterday, that 90% of his own people, I don't think it's the northern people, his own people, because I know some of the northern people who are educated, some have come on this program to talk to us, and they spoke well, and they were reasonable. Like people like him, his own people, 90%, he's number one among the 90% because he's not educated. So the educated one knows what to do. And most of us are saying, this time, take it back. We will rescue Nigeria from the claws of those tyrants, those hoodlums in corridor of power. So on that note, I want to quickly call on Mr. Andrew. I cite you here. Thank you very much for joining us. Please talk to us, Mr. Andrew, before I go back to Let Go.
Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all panelists and those watching at home and abroad. I don't know what the topic is, but I overheard the last speaker referencing to Atiku's interview yesterday. Would that be correct?
Yes, sir. We are still continuing from yesterday's program.
Okay. Now, when I actually listened to the speech, to the interview this morning, and the last part, like what the last speaker rightly said, I mean, Boris Johnson did not even steal money. He only made a wrong judgment call in respect to certain people he appointed and in the COVID issue where he tried to, and he was still booted out. They did not celebrate him. He was not celebrated at all because they want transparency and accountability. When I listen to Atiku's this thing, I just the last part, which is 4 minutes to the end of 4 minutes 47 seconds. I noted it to the end of the speech where he was asked about corruption. There's been issue of corruption surrounding him. He said, "I have challenged Nigerians over the years. If they have anything against me, they should bring it. He has not been prosecuted in any court of law, this and that." And I thought that is a very big slap on the face of Nigeria. Agreed, he has not been prosecuted in any court of law. But we all know, everybody knows. So I think Nigeria should take Nigerians should react to that challenge. in the coming election. Because yes, we may not have a strong, maybe a documented place where, I don't have it. Maybe some people have it, and I hope those people who have it will take it up and provide this documentation where all these allegations are there. Because if we don't, then the man has every ground. But beside that, how did he become so rich? That is the question. How did you can he declare his assets and liabilities? To me, I just felt that is a slap on the face of Nigerians, to be honest. But the challenge, he threw the challenge out there. And why we may not be able to provide documentation in respect to this allegation, you and I may not be able to. Some will, but whether they will come out and provide it, we don't know. But if you allow such a person with such arrogance and throwing challenge to the people he's going to govern in the future, then that means there's absolutely nothing you can do to him when he becomes a president. In fact, he ain't going to listen to you. He ain't going to listen to us. Because these are the people who are saying, I think there was some few weeks ago, Niger Watch brought someone to be asked question. I can't remember his name, and he's a diehard fan of PDP. Even though he said in this context, he's obedient because he felt Obi is competent to do. And I asked him a question that there is this allegation that Atiku is an importer of generators. And also, it was captured on interview where he said, it was recorded on interview where he said, when he becomes president, he will enrich his friends. Now, he did not answer that question. I say, oh, that is not true, that he imports this and that. So, these are the issues that should play on the minds of Nigeria. And like what the the last speaker rightly said, we celebrate thieves, which is very sad. We sew cloth with their picture on it and we dance. We celebrate anything foolishness. I apologize if that word offends anyone out there. We celebrate these ones. So how would the country be better? But I believe this period that we are in, like I often said, anything anyone says, I take it up and I spin it around. Like what Atiku said, I will spin it around to Nigerians that listen, take this challenge. The man said he has challenged us over the years. We may not have evidence, but we have the power when we go to the poll come next year, not to vote for him. If he refused to declare his assets and liabilities and how he became so wealthy, that is where I stand on, that we should take this challenge and spread this news to the challenge to Nigerians. That this man said, if you have anything against him, you should bring it up. Like what Peter Bill normally do. He tell you to go and verify. And everyone that have gone to verify always come out and say, what he said is true. He has never denied anything or made anything that says anyone has come out to say is wrong. So I hope Nigerians, unfortunately, because of issue of electricity, let's be clear here. I'm beginning to see that this issue of electricity and data issue, it's a calculated thing in Nigeria because the news is not spread around. People cannot even afford to buy data. So most of them don't know what actually is going on. And that is also a sad thing because if they are able, no, even though we know every Nigerians at this point are feeling the pinch of the country, so they know if something is wrong. We all know something is wrong. But if they are able to listen to this man, listen to his speech, maybe it's going to strike something in their conscience and say, no, this man is not telling us the truth. He is not telling us the truth. I may not have any evidence against you to say, oh, lefty stole the money, this stole my money, this and that. But your lifestyle and how you acquire those money is questionable. And when it becomes questionable, then you have to clarify yourself or explain to me how you are able to get to this point from buying 4 Peugeot or 5 Peugeot and giving to people, and now you are what only God know how much you worth. Yes, everyone, it's possible to start a business from a very little thing, but the process of getting up to the very top there still can be explained. How did you make it to that point whereby you are now worth so amount of money? How? Yes, you started with 5 cents or 1 kobo, and from 1 kobo you increase to 5 kobo. These are the things you did. These are the. It only stopped in issue of buying 5 Peugeot or 4 Peugeot and giving to people, and that is where it stopped. It did not go further to explain these are the other things I invested in. These are the other things I did. These are how I got there. That is where it stopped. So it raises a lot of questions that Nigerians, even though if we ask, is not going to provide. And that alone should make us to understand that. Can this person be trusted? When you put in there, the answer to that question is no. It cannot be trusted. And so at this point, we have to take 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 things and take our life into our hands now and not be afraid, because there are certain individuals in that country who are bent on to see that country not progress, which is very sad. They are bent on it, not to see the country progress, to see us live in continuous darkness, unemployment, bad roads, schools are on strike, and it's a very sad thing. But like I said, I have this strong belief and hope that there will be a change of power. There will be a shift next year, because everyone in that country right now, I don't think we are sleeping. We're no longer sleeping again. Everybody has woken up. Most people are in the history of Nigeria. I mean, they clamor to have the PV registration extended, and it was extended. INEC had no choice that to extend it because of what? Because of this awakening. And this, I mean, campaign is, I believe, presidential campaign will start next year, and this awakening will continue. Individuals spend their money, which has never been heard of before in Nigeria. They spend even as little as 100 naira or 1,000 naira to promote what they need to promote about Peter Obi, and which is good, which is very, very good. It is encouraging, and I keep saying we will keep encouraging them, because it's not easy back at home. And after going through all this trauma over the years, for them now to now be having a rethink, which I thank God for, and we will keep pushing this message, because it is not there's no point being selfish here anymore. It's our country, regardless of what other nationalities we may have acquired over the years or whatever it is still our country. It's in our blood. We did not decide who our parents to give birth to us there. We came in there, and we have to appreciate it the way others appreciate their country. We need the light. The light is crucial. Electricity is a crucial thing as far as I am concerned. And I hope when Peter Obi gets there, because the burden of the nation, of the youth, is on his shoulder. I feel for him, it's not easy to carry this burden on his shoulder. And I pray when he gets there, he's able to what? To meet up with this expectation. If it's not 100%, which is not possible, let's be realistic, maybe 70% of this our expectation, to be able to restore trust back in government, because there is no trust in government again. With that trust, we've lost that trust in government. It will be able to reunite the country all over again. It will deal with a lot of issues. I have that strong belief in him. I said yesterday, I listened to the Christian Association directive as to who to vote for, competence, character, who is able to do policy, and one other thing. And they explain everything there, but they fail to mention name of candidates to vote for. I mean, to me, like I said, that is not right. That is failure in duty of care, because when you see everything they highlighted, they were actually being specific on some certain people, candidates. I mean, we all know Peter Obi is transparent. We all know he's credible. To an extent, I mean, because I asked the question, what is the yardstick to judge somebody who has the fear of God? What is the yardstick to judge? Because on the first one is character. The first one is character, and they said the one who has the fear of God. What I mean, let me put this question to the panelists. Maybe they'll be able to help me. Those who understand, what is the yardstick to judge or to determine that someone has the fear of God? Please, dear
Uh,
panel.
Pansat, you're
Yes,
welcome.
sir. Yes, sir. How are you
Have an
today?
answer to that?
Well, I thought it was what do you call that? I could take a whack at it. First of all, let me agree with the panelists' earlier assertion that Atiku's history, though it might not have been proven in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt, but all Nigerians know, metaphysically, it may not be empirical, but we know that he has a corrupt past. So that one, he doesn't have to explain it to Nigerians. But the fear of God, it goes along the same line. It's a metaphysical thing. We cannot make it an empirical thing. It's not up for debate. We know what the panelist is saying, so he doesn't have to elaborate a lot on that. It's axiomatic, self-evident, it's unquestionable, undeniable, So he could go on. I think most Nigerians who are listening to you know exactly where you're coming from, and they don't differ at all from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. But if you ask me how you know somebody that have a fear of God, I would, in my own little way, my own little understanding, I would say anybody that have a fear of God is that person that have love for humanity. That's somebody that can love other people like himself. That's somebody that is humble enough to touch people's life the way it should be. That person that have respect for humanity. That person that isn't very greedy. At least it's a nature of man. Greed is almost in all man that we are, unless the supernatural. But that person that could control his level of greed, I think that person I can say have a fear of God. So thank you. I don't know if I have your answer, Mr. Andrew.
Yes, you know why I brought this question up, because that was the directive of the Christian Association of Nigeria to Christian as to who they should vote for. Now let's let's look at all the candidates, all known and unknown. Who among them do we think actually display the definition that Lefty and the other candidates mentioned? Who among these candidates human being consign which of these candidates, please, and why they fail to mention the name of this candidate is what amazes me and what shocked me. To me, I class it as hypocrisy as far as I am concerned. So I will yield the floor to this question as to who among the candidates. We know we have four. We know 4 or 5. I don't know the rest. Peter Obi, Atiku, Tinubu, Kwakwaso, and Showore. Who among these? I mean, if we go by that, their communique that they release to Christians, who, please? Can you weigh into that? Thank you. I yield the floor.
Okay, should I
Yes,
take on?
that goes to use automatically because we are just 3 here now.
Okay, and I know you've been going for a long time, so I will go directly. That question is a very good question. As a matter of fact, why I came on here, I will tie it together. with what I was going to say, which was going to be very brief.
Okay.
Theoretically and observationally, we know there is only one candidate that's in the four, in essence, among the top three. I don't have much against Showore, but realistically, he may not be ready this season. So perhaps Obi can work with him if Showore can try to learn how to work with others who are not saints. But Peter Obi, theoretically and observationally, for where we are today and who we are presented with, is the candidate. So how do we move from discussing, preaching to the choir? Because almost any reasonable person, any rational actor who understands the position Nigeria is in today doesn't need to be convinced. In all these platforms, as I go from one platform to the other, we don't see our northern brothers participating in a forum like this. We're supposed to be one country. So we're just talking among ourselves. We know how to change a system that is not working. We'll have to look at history, how it's been done. So the recalcitrance of our northern brothers and sisters is what we should be talking about now. How do we broaden Peter Obi's appeal to key constituencies, such as the northern constituencies and the Yorubas and the Igbos, so that we can deal intelligently with people who apparently are ignorant, basically, of their interests, nationhood, statehood, and all that. So what we need to do, how do we then move it forward? Because that's the only thing Nigerians we haven't done yet, is how do intelligent, educated people come up front and heal the country and do the right thing. So you don't have the masses, the hoi polloi, who are ignorant, uneducated, dealing with us. How do we do that? Everybody knows it's elementary discussion to say who is the best candidate. We know who the best candidate is right now. But then, how do we deal intelligently? Other countries, maybe they do it from diaspora. They're able to do the legwork as far as what do you call that? It's not in my lexicon because I'm not much for it, just like most Nigerians, which is to be diplomatic. That's the word, diplomatic. We know that our problem is from overseas. That's it. The only way Nigeria is going to have a credible election where the winner is the will of the people is if we have a way to make sure that Britain let it happen. No, to just go on a tangent, for example, we saw here a couple of years ago, somebody as prominent and popular as Showore left his New Jersey state in the United States, came back to Nigeria to help with the polity. And they've done it. They've shot this guy. They've killed his brother. They've jailed him. They've beat him up as he's going about campaigning and put him in jail for so long. Did you know that it's indisputable that if the British ambassador picked up the phone and said to Nigeria, hey, cut it out, they won't do it. They won't do it because Buhari goes over there, stays for months to get treatment. They protect him. But they really watch this guy stay in jail for so long for nothing. He didn't do anything. Neither does the American embassy care about his plight. So if they would do that to him, imagine. So if the British don't want an election that is credible or they're nonchalant about it, it's not going to happen. They will do it right in your face, like the last two elections. So we in diaspora, especially in the United States, we have to deal with home intelligently. We're not going to talk them into it because on this forum, like I said, there's a lot of educated Northerners, educated Christians in the North, educated Muslims in the North, educated Christians in the South, educated Christians in the North, but you're never going to see hardly any Northerner come, even on a forum such as this, even if they support Obiu or they don't support Obiu, or if they want to broaden the appeal of their own candidate, they won't come here because you know why? The only reason why they won't come here is because they are not planning on winning by democratic mores. No. If they knew that you had to campaign for your guy and win that election by voting for the right for your candidate, they'll be here. They're not going to be here because they feel that they're going to win it no matter what. So we have to deal with that. We have to move this discussion that we've been having over the last 6 months. We know that we've got a great candidate in Peter Obi. He's done the research. He's got the demeanor. He's a pure detribalized Nigerian. He's as clean as you can imagine anybody. He's not a saint. I don't know anything, but I know that there are no saints. Nobody's infallible. Nobody's inerrant. Not even the Queen Elizabeth of England. So we have to, at some point, start moving this subject into 2 areas. Number one, how do we get international support and guarantee that the country is at the edge? We have to get it right this time, and we need their support either to hands off completely or support the right thing here. With that alone, there'll be a change, and it's going to be for the better. The other aspect that concerns me is how to deal with recalcitrant, ignorant people in Nigeria. The markets, market women, market men, the Talakawa, the people on the streets, and let them know that we need to make the country better this time. We need their support. So that's the whole thing here. No longer preaching to ourselves, because we know that Peter Obi is very good. We know that Showore is very good. But realistically speaking, he has to, at some point, if he's really who he portrays himself to be, because he played that game the last election where he tried to blur the lines between APC and PDP, between Buhari and Jonathan, as if they're morally equivalent, and they're not. We know there's a difference between the two. Jonathan might not have been Jeffersonian Democrat the way we wanted to be, but there was just no comparison between those two. For those of us who are old enough to remember who Buhari is. So he's doing the same thing now. He's trying to make it like Tinubu and Atiku and Obi are just the same. I mean, observationally and theoretically, that's not true. You have to be able to have judgment. It's very important to have judgment. You don't try to play that moral equivalent where it doesn't apply. So I thank you very much. I cannot tell the name of the panelist who's been making very salient points and asking very good questions to bring me in here. I see that there's another person on the show. I guess when they put up this WhatsApp call, it blurs the name. There's an initial O and initial P. So I'll leave it at that, Mr. Leftist. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And I thank the panelists.
Yeah, thank you very much. According to your own what you just said, I think very well that the campaign team for Peter Obi knows actually what to do when it comes to the northern people. That's why we have Dati there. Yusuf Dati is a northern man. I think he should be able to. I think he has a little structure on the northern area part of that, of the northern part of Nigeria. I think also apart from him having those little structures, and he could also know what to do. And I agree, and I know we really need most of the northern participation. But for what we've been seeing so far, a lot of people ordinarily on their own, those who they give shishi, has agreed because there was hate with everything, and the poverty, There was hit with the insecurity. There was hit with everything. There are margeries in the street. We're going to manage their margery because their margeries are going to be just out of this, because these are pawns in the hands of the politicians. But at least the other people who are educated, who knows that yes, they've been cheated, they are still going to cheat them, who know that yes, they need this country to be delivered. I trust Obi campaign team as per Doughty Yusuf and others to do very good intelligent work. And again, when the campaign begins, then we'll be having right to really talk, like really start campaigning for what we believe, for who we believe. For now, we are just discussing. We are not really campaigning now because we don't have the right to do any campaign for now. So when the time comes, then we will know what to do further. Where we have problem, we will understand. But I believe, and I so much believe, I'm convinced that most of the northern people too on the streets are also equally aware of the emergence of Peter Obi. So on that note, I want to yield the floor to let them be. Thank you for coming back. So talk to us.
Good evening, Mr. Leftist, Nigeria Watch, and all the panelists, all the commenters, and all the listeners. According to the topic that Peter Obi and the road 20 to 23 election, and Atiku Tinubu, where are they going? Where would they fail? Who will be the rescue? Well, yesterday, yesterday when we were talking about Peter Obi cannot do magic because it doesn't have structure. Well, may have not be able to see what they call structure. They are not able to tell us that this is called structure, because like in that video, when I go through it, I saw that Atiku were saying Labour Party doesn't, not Obi doesn't have, Labour Party doesn't have governors, it doesn't have senators, and it doesn't have any representative. So only Peter Obi, for only Labour to produce president, it will not be miracle. It cannot be miracle. Well, we the Nigerians are what they call structure. Human beings are structure. Whether a bad human being, good human being, they are the structure. So Peter Obi is not the one projecting Labour for Nigerians, or neither Nigerian Labour Party projecting Obi for Nigerians. It is the Nigerians that are projecting Peter Obi for Labour Party, while they are projecting Labour Party for Nigerians. So they are projecting the Labour Party for themselves. People must understand that since it's the Nigeria who volunteered this party to come out, to say this party, we want to know you, we want to be in part with you, we are following this, our brother, any direction you go. Automatically, Peter Obi leave Labour Party tomorrow and say he's facing another direction. That shows that Labour Party collapsed. So the Nigerians will still follow Peter Obi. That shows that he has the structure that they are talking about. Because among these people that is going with Peter Obi now, there are Agberu inside. There are lawyers, there are judges, there are pastors, there are imams, there are conductors. So all different kinds of categories you will talk about in Nigeria are inside. So it is those categories you now find what they call structure. So Peter Obi doesn't have structure, but Labour Party now has structure, because it is the Labour Party that holds the logo, not Peter Obi is the logo. So, and Labour, I believe that even if Atiku could record, he will have understand he himself is even a structure to Labour Party, because him as a government officials is among Labour. So when people say they doesn't have structures, we Nigeria don't want to vote for structure. We want to vote for a person. So people must understand the difference between structures and voting for a person. We want to vote for a person that when he comes to power, he can be able to change certain things that are not favoring Nigerians. Because the reason Atiku and Buhari, Atiku and Emilio Cobb will fail is that they are paying for their position. Oh, instead of them to ask Nigeria to give them the position, no, they said they want to buy the position. When you buy a car from a factory, the factory owner, when you see on the way, you are going to collect money from him because you are paid for it already. It's not your own car. So whatever you bought, the owner, the person that sold it for you, doesn't have right over you anymore. So that is why they will fail, because even the kind, according to those who select them, we saw the bag of dollars, which and Nigeria is using naira, but they were a bag of dollar. They give to delegates and not select them out of their. So firstly, they are paid for that, and they will be looking for those money. Where are they going to get it? It is from the Nigeria Treasury. Let nobody be deceived that this person has make money, the other one has make money, so he doesn't need money. If he doesn't need money, why is he collecting pension? Why is he not saying all the money that people are supposed to be giving to me, since I now have money, he should write it and sign, just like the way Catholic people are doing in Europe. They will send and say, this thing will offer all my life service to so and so organization. We offer it to so and so. Why are they not doing their own now? Why are they not sending their money and dash it to people? Why are they Tinubu, the pension he collects in Lagos, even a worker in the district doesn't even receive it. So people should not be deceived. No, these people doesn't need money. They have money already. No, they doesn't have money. That is why they want to finish the entire Nigeria. Atiku will fail because he said he's not corrupt. But number one is that he was an immigration officer, whereby we know that they always seize goods. Me, I can easily talk of myself. What I'm supposed to claim with Ford, I pay tax and everything in Europe. He came to Nigeria. They said, no, you cannot pay tax from another country to another country. I said, but in Europe, we do pay all the tax. What matters is they will not bring the goods to your house. And they take all those things in Nigeria before I send my goods. They do all those estimates. I pay. But when you go to Nigeria, they still seize it again. I have to go and pay 19,000 when they put demurrage. I have to go and pay 19,000 to collect it. Something that I have paid all the tax before I send it. So such people cannot be a good leader. Because all matter to them is to fraud people, fraud Nigeria, and fraud Nigeria, and fraud Nigeria, and make it their property. So as a custom officer, they are not good in any position. We can see the way they are killing people in killing a vehicle in Olukuna, just looking at those things there. A custom supposed to be guarding the edge of the country. They are not inside the village, inside the city, disturbing people. So people who went to Yoruba land market are going to be seizing rice inside the store. It's rice inside the store that said it was foreign rice. The foreign rice passed border. You did not seize it in border. You now come to stores. So all these kind of people can never be a good leader to Nigeria. Whenever I said I was once a custom, just take it away that person can never be a good leader to a Nigerian. Then Atiku said he used 404 to start his work, that he was putting bench. If you put bench inside 404, how will people sit in it? Because 404 just take only 2 seats at the back. When you remove that seat and put bench, nobody can, because the bench will not add to the roof. It's not like Danfo. So that tells you the typical lie of Atiku. From that to say, I remove the seat, I put bench. If you put bench, anybody that sit cannot even sit down, because the bench is very high, it's close to the window. So the moment you sit, your head will be touching the roof. So how are you going to be sitting? And he said use it to make money. So that's, I've told you, the people that are coming to us they are lying. And at Tinubu now, we just see the other display, whereby he went and rent mechanic. He and his group went and rent mechanic and run just the Boko Haram boys and wear them a bishop, a Catholic, and a Anglican shirt to come and negotiate and say they are Christians. So those are kind of people that is lying publicly. How are they going to rule the country? How are they going to lead people well? They can never. Or he said he's a youth. How will my grandfather said he's a youth? What will my father say, or me, the son, who my time now have to be a father to children? So we have to understand that these kind of people are failures and completely failures. People should not be deceived by saying they have money. They doesn't have money. They know they have money. The money they stole is what they are using to bribe you so that you can give them chance to steal more. So we will not give them that chance to steal more. That shows total failure inside them. First thing is, he said he want to create job. He said recruit 50 million Nigeria into army. He is his son and his daughter and his wife going among the recruitment. That's what people should ask Tinubu. Those soldiers that he want to recruit into army, is his son and his daughter included? Because Babagida's son was a military. He's a military. Even his son is a military. Babangida, who the general before, he has a son that is a soldier. So when a president is coming to tell us that we want to recruit this, we want to recruit that, they should put their children at the forefront to know what they are saying, so they can go and fill his children with agbado and corn, yam, cassava, the way he was explaining, and say we create our own food. So I don't know where they are creating food. It was Tinubu matter here that we have to create food. So all these kind of people have failed already. But they are not fabricating vehicle, they are not fabricating machines, they are not both need construction. They cannot say that. Instead, they want to create food, not that they are to generate food. So it should tell us what kind of things it will be producing that they will be Nigeria made. Then how many states they will build such factories? Because what we need are factories where people can go and work. Not, I will give you light, I will give you this. No, we are no longer after that. We want to see, I will build a factory of plastic. If it is one in Lagos, one in this one, then we know that Nigeria is producing plastic there. If they are producing copper wire, I will build a factory that will be making copper wire. So these people should come and tell us, because Peter Obi are only the one giving us such hope that by the time I do this, this kind of thing can happen. By the time I do this and do this, this kind of things can happen. But these two men are not. Atiku said, hey, they should know if they want to break Nigeria, they should wait. They should let him to come and privatize the NMPC first. He said that he seems bad for his friend to be rich. They said, no, it's not bad for his friend to be rich. So it's not bad to make his friend rich. He did not say he want to make Nigeria rich. No, what belongs to Nigeria, he want to give it to his friend so that his friend can be rich, so that Nigeria can be poor. A person who has that mentality, people said you should come and lead them. No, such mentality should not come and rule Nigeria. What we want is who have the mentality to say, I want to collect from my friends and give it to Nigerians because my friend has too much. So let me take from my friends and from my own and give it to others who doesn't have. That's what we need, not those who want to collect from us again. People should, I beg, people should understand that Peter Obi, okay, I do hear they said Atiku marry Hausa, marry Yoruba, he marry Igbo, and he marry the other one, that Fulani, so it's a unifier. He has not married from Benin, he has not married from Calabar. That means if he come to presidency, if he enter the position, he will not go to the Benin and go to Calabar. So if we still have the other ethnic that he has not yet married to, he will not marry to them. So he will not be concerned about Nigeria, because he will not be concerned about his family, his wife, because he married more than one, he cannot control. So he will be countering for how will he feed a millions of his children he want to be producing with Nigeria money, fixing them in position instead of facing Nigeria problems. So such people will not be those they are talking about that is a unifier. A man who marry more than one people are proud of it that is a good leader. No, that shows that it's how will I call him now? Should I call him a prostitute or a harlot? He cannot control himself over women. Such person cannot control himself over women. And such is a disgrace for people to say that such person will be president. It's not a good unifier at all. It's not a good example to show, because he did not lead well. We must understand that if he want to lead, maybe if it was one woman or two women he married now, I will hear a little. That's okay. It is still manageable. Not that has married four. So we still keep on marrying. then such person cannot fix Nigeria, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. But I want to quickly respond to his marriage life. I don't know why they brought. I don't know why. What is
Allocation
it?
will go to school direct. He said
I
it.
don't. Yes, I know. I heard of it. I heard of his marriage life. I didn't know why they brought his personal life into politics.
Sir,
If you like,
as a
if you
public, as a
if you
public
like,
figure.
sir, I think you are done. I
No,
don't know why they.
I'm saying something because you talk. That is why I just quiet.
I thought you are done. That's why I'm
No,
okay.
what I said, Peter Obi have promised. The reason that school is not working, Peter Obi said, I don't want the money that they're supposed to be paying university lecturers or teachers to go to any ministry, from their ministry to another ministry, from another ministry to before it can get to those people. He said, no, the money will all leave Aso Rock straight and go to those teachers. So those teachers will go and distribute their money. So if it is money for NEPA, the money will just go to NEPA straight. It doesn't need to go to this corner and this corner and this corner before it go to NEPA. Because those are what is killing and destroying the Nigeria economy. Because when you bring 5 million out for a project, the money that is going to come to that project become 1 million. How will that person work with something of 1 million with 5 million? It will not possible. And they said that project was 5 million. And the money that comes to work for that project is 1 million. So that thing will never have head. So that is what Peter B said. I am coming to come and do. That if it is 5 million is budget for this thing, it must be that 5 million. If it is 3 million is budget for this thing, it must be that 3 million. So with those things, a better life is coming to Nigeria. A good Nigeria is ahead of us. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me quickly still go back to what I was saying. I don't know why, what is his name, brought his personal life as in his promiscuity into his political life. That one really actually has nothing to do with political life. If you like, let him marry the whole Nigeria. As far as leading well and giving us good governance, and he's not looting. But the fact that because he's looting, he's lying, and his friend is trying to sell him with unifying us with wives. If na wife that they unify, now be say na wrong, very wrong message, because it's not. We don't. Wife don't rule the country. There's nothing like that in our constitution. That for you to unify Nigerians, you have to marry from all the tribes. As a Muslim man, his religion allow him to marry more than 2, 3, 4, whether it's 20. It's none of my business. As far as personal life is not using it to affect any other person. But what is important here is that this man is not credible, cannot be verified. And he came online to start lying to Nigeria as if we are kindergarten, as if he's talking to the Amajiris who have no right or cannot take decision for themselves. We are Nigerians, and we're going to pick our representative. I think some of us are a little bit sensible, will have common sense. Because that is the issue. That of a wife, I just laugh at it. Although Nigeria is a comedy, our leaders are comedians. Everything they do is comedy. They are never serious people. And that is why we need somebody that have told us that this is how it should be. And this is what I'm going to do. I have been there. I was a governor. This is what I did. It's not greedy. It does not have houses everywhere. I live in a normal house, even as governor. So I think Peter Obi is still the right person among all of them, because so far we are not just saying it because we want to talk. The records are there. Tinubu is talking on radio and televisions. We see him talk. Does that man look like somebody that can hold his own phone himself for 30 minutes without somebody not helping him? Somebody that is already having to rule a country of enough diversities and problems. First of all, what does APC has to who campaign with in the first place? Nothing. So let me not dwell on these people. Let me call on Let's Go. Let's Go. You just joined us. Talk to us. And before I call on Des.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leftist.
I greet
How are
you.
you today?
I'm good. Thank you. And you?
Actually, I'm good. I've been coming in and going out.
Going on. Yes.
Yeah, I've been coming because I'm very busy right now. So I've been coming in and I'm going on. Yeah, thank you so much. I just want to chip in something, and it's really very important. And what I want to say is this: I was listening to a program, and in that program, one a Fulani man, Yakubu Aliu. So Yakubu Aliu was saying that in the north, like all these Borno, Zamfara, Yobe, all those far north. So the man said that the northern people, why APC Atiku is boasting of victory, was that their people does not get the information. Like whatever we are saying here now, and whatever Nigeria has been clamoring for, those people over there don't hear it. He said those people over there listen to only BBC Hausa and VO something Hausa. That is where they get their information from. And they use radio. They don't use internet. These cabals has already make sure that these people are in abject poverty in a way that they don't know what is happening in Nigeria. The only thing they do is that once they turn on their radio, BBC Hausa and VO something Hausa, and or anything that has to do with Fulani, Muslim, Islamic, and that is what they're listening to. And when they tune into all those radio stations, the only thing they hear is Shetima Tinubu Atiku. That's all they hear. They don't hear any other thing. I confirmed it because somebody that was working for my friend back home, he has about two gate men, and they are both Hausas. So that's what they do. I told him yesterday to confirm this kind of information, and he confirmed that whenever these guys wake up around maybe 5:30, anytime you see them, they are with their radio, and what they are listening is that BBC Hausa. So whenever they turn on this radio station, that is what they hear. Shetima, Tinubu, Atiku. They don't hear about anything anymore. So I would say that if in this platform, maybe we can be able to get some of these our Fulani Muslim brothers to come, if they can come into the program to enlighten us more, because we need to pass this message. Whoever that knows P2B or knows anything about P2B campaign or knows anybody about all these Fulani people and all those and all that, because they really need to take this message to their doorstep. And the only way they can take this message to their doorstep is by passing this information through all those radio stations and all those their TV stations, BBC Hausa especially. That Yakubu Aliu said that is where, as he is talking to the Nigerian, that is where they are getting their information. And that information is all about Tinubu, Shetima, Atiku. That's all they talk about in a day. They don't talk about any other thing. So that is very, very important, because he said again that because of the way this ruling class has made their people to be poor. I love the man. I like the man because the man was not supporting them, but he has, he don't have more to do because these people has more power than any of them. So they subject these people to abject poverty in a way that once they see them, it's like they have seen God. If they see Atiku right now, it's like their God has come. So we need to, and that is why these people are boasting of victory in the north, and they will come to the south and divide the vote with us. So we need to extend whoever that knows P2B or whatever we can do to bring these people in this platform to enlighten them the kind of agenda these people are coming with. Understand? So even the man was saying that those unknown bishop, that those people, that those Fulani, his brothers and sisters, they are being seen them as the real bishop of Nigeria. That the way they are talking about this bishop in their BBC also, that they supported Muslim, that that they believe on it. So we really need to encounter these messages by sending a message through all those channels, all those radio stations, to let them understand what is going on in the land. The man said that without this, it will be hard for Labour Party to get votes in all those areas. Because once Atiku land there, they will give it wherever they all want, and they leave. So that is what I want to pass through.
Okay, that is a very good information. I think the people I know, the Northerners, the Hausas I know, the Fulanis that I've met all my life, this information you pass is not different from what I have seen myself. You don't see them with anything else apart from a little transistor radio. Anywhere
Yes,
they are,
exactly. That is what
whether
the man called it.
yes,
Transistor. Once they
it is
plug it in, it will start saying
sir,
those they are Fulani.
I know so much about what you are talking about. They are always, even if they are in the forest, those one taking care of cow in the forest, they have transistor radio, it's battery. They don't need light anywhere they are. That's why you see them buying batteries all the time. Anywhere they are, they just put in their battery and tune to that BBC Hausa or VOA. It's called VOA Hausa. Everything is Hausa program. All the news that comes in there is the Hausa program. So this is a reminder. I'm very much aware of this you have just said, and you brought up this notice to. It's like a reminder. We're going to see how we can pass this message to the Peter Obi campaign team, so that they also belong. They also do something about broadcasting in those channels like the VOA Hausa and BBC Hausa language, so that they should be part of the broadcast there to enable many of the Northerners to know what they are giving to Nigerians and giving to them. At least we all know that the North is the worst hit when it comes to aged poverty. These people know what they are talking about. But if they have an alternative and they listen, they have common sense to also know that this is the Hausa people. They are speaking Hausa, to also convince them that these people have no interest in our development. That's why they are making us. So I think it's a very good suggestion, sir. We are going to take that
Yes,
down.
it is.
Yes, we're going to take that down and see how we can pass this to the appropriate channel so that they will do something about it. Right now, before the campaign section and during the campaign session, they should be part of those programs although somebody suggested this before, was it Harris Ward, a lady, or is it Rita Dominic? Madam Rita also. Somebody suggested this before, that it should translate all the campaign, everything, to local languages to enable everybody understand. But apart from translating this to local language, I think those two channels will be very, very good to capture the northern people. Apart from campaign on ground, for a lot of people, they are always with the transistor radio. Thank you very much. Let me call on this Des. Des, thank you. Des, are you hearing me? Good
Yeah, I
good
can
evening,
hear you.
Des.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Please talk to us. Des, you have your network is breaking. Where are you joining us from, Des? Where are you joining us from? Your network is not encouraging, it's breaking. Oh, yes, I think we'll be having
I'm currently driving. Probably that's what.
I think that's why. That is why you are driving, so the network is not flowing. They are not gathering together, so they are also breaking along the road. So yes, I will advise you to hang on. When you get to the point you are going to, you can then signify, let us know if we are still here, so that you add your contribution. And for those people on the our viewers, you can join through the number on the screen. You can call in to also add your contribution. So thank you very much. Oh, Tiabala, we have you today. Yesterday, I was having problem hearing you, and the next thing you left. Thank you for coming. I don't know if you'll be following us. Since you just came, I would have just said, let me give you the floor before I call on Mr. Andrew to continue from where you will stop. Tiabala.
You can hear me.
Hello,
Thank you.
I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe you though I've not been following quite well, like I know you talk about interview with Atiku, right?
Yes,
And is there any other one? I think that is
yes. It's mostly about the review interview of yesterday we talked about, and the review of today about what the reactions from what a lot of people have
okay.
been saying about the interview and the backwardness of the interview.
Okay, okay. For that interview yesterday, first of all, I will have to blame Arise for going to the extent of meeting Atiku in his house to interview him. So it shows, and to that extent, we mean they will not be free to ask some questions, that are really, they will not be able to push him. Like yesterday, I can even watch Tundu. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well. If whenever Atiku give a wrong response, she will be looking at Dr. Abati. Like,
Yes, yes.
she's not
It's
free to attack.
yes.
It was something that it keep me worried,
Sir,
and
Sir Teobola,
so
sir. I understand what you just said. Me too. I almost said this yesterday. But don't you think, and look at it like this, that if you need to blame anybody, if you are blaming Arise, then it should be these two interviewer that knows the velocity and the gravity of the political spectrum as it is now, and the hope of the people. And so a lot of questions they know that refused to ask Atiku even why they was in his house. I think they are journalists. If they had someone up the courage to say, okay, this is my job, and if they are not found complicit, they were not compromising, because they are experts. They are experts.
of
They
course,
could also ask this question
if
anywhere.
okay, if you remember one of the interview Rufa did with this man who is currently with Kwankwaso right now, when he was defending the person of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, how he made his money.
That's
Yeah. So is it that? I don't know his name, but
Shetima.
no, Tinubu spokesman.
Oh,
Then
okay. I've forgotten his name. That
now,
refused to talk to
yeah,
Arise.
and
Yes.
Rufai was saying the guy never wanted to answer his question. He was trying to push. Rufai said, "I'm in charge." You cannot be in Atiku's house telling him you are in charge. Maybe he's trying to push you around, whether you like it or not. You are in somebody's house. Even the marshal alone will even intimidate you in the first place, even if you have enough money. So I've never seen a journalist going to somebody's house and want to go and interview, except you want to do some kind of documentary or you want to do interview regarding something that is happening, all this kind of stuff. So going to anybody's house with a national issue, and you know fully well these persons are among those who have wrecked Nigeria and Nigeria as a country as well. So it will be very, very Jubri is his name. It's very, very worrisome as far as I'm concerned with that interview. I believe they should do it again by inviting him to their studio or to their station. Then all the interviewers should be on ground, and there are other interviewing station as well. Also, regarding the issue with one of the same interview, he talked about how they gave him 3 names, which is Wike and 2 other aspirant or candidate for VP. Fine, I will not blame him for choosing the governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa. I will not blame him for that. I blame the committee in the first place. At least if you were to, since you recommend 3 names for somebody, meaning you have the prerogative to choose anyone that suit that he believe that is.
Tiobala.
Sir.
Okay, I want to help you there. That is what he said. Tiobala, remember, before he granted this interview, we want to believe that he must have been invited to the studio, he refused. And we want to believe that he selected those people that will come and interview him in his house. And we want to also believe that he also instructed on issues, because if you watch the way these people were looking at themselves, they were not free, though they went. Why I say I want to help you there. What made you believe that what he was saying is correct? Remember the governor of Benue State, is it Autumn? Yes, that came before now to say 17 governors were made up the committee, and among these 17 governors, 14 of them recommended by vote, recommended Wike Atiku to Atiku, but that they were surprised that at the end of the day, he did not respect what they gave to him. He now took his own. He has the right to make his choice. He now make a choice, taking Okowa. But now, let me remind you again why you must not blame. So if you are blaming, sir, you need to follow up the way it is. We play a recap on that, showing what the governor said before now. But he said, good. And now, do you know, if you listen, then you also listen when he said, we are doing everything possible to reach with Wike to make peace, make amend. And the other governors, why would he make peace with Wike if he was not appointed to him? Why would he make peace with the other governors if they did not actually tell him this is what who we want?
Mr. Lefties, the truth of the matter is that since the committee out of 17, 40 of them voted for Wike, they would have pushed the name. Okay, Wike is the person the committee gave you. This is it. But now you gave somebody 3 names, meaning you need to choose from it, from those 3 names. So
look
you
at
cannot
how
blame Atiku for that.
No, are you an articulate?
No. You have to put it the way it is.
If you are not articulate, why not put your mind broadly? And don't be. That's why I say, just please listen to me. When I say open up your mind, only people that are articulate, that have a particular sympathy or that believe in that struggle, their mind are not open because their mind are made up. If like me, I'm not articulate, so that's why I say just listen to me. Listen to the rules. In every party, the aspirant, the governors, the presidential aspirant have the right to pick who he wants as his vice. First rules. So if we say this is who we want, I say no, I don't want this person. This is who I want. It's his right. He has been chosen as the presidential aspirant to fly that party. So he knows who he wants to work with him. So, sir, you don't say you want to blame. You need to open your mind and follow the rules how it is. So if the governors and the people in the party say this is who we think will work with you, we want in these 3 names we have, and you say no, you want this person because you don't like this person or you feel intimidated with this person.
No, I think you are getting it wrong, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
The committee never said this is what they want. Like they never come up and say, okay, this is what they want.
Sir, what is inside in 17? Among inside 17, 14, what does that mean?
Hold on now. Hold on. 3 names were submitted to Atiku. I get in it.
But they preferred the governors
My
that
dear,
have the stake. They preferred.
Sir, whether we like it or not, articulate or not articulate, the truth must be told, must be followed. See, the presidential candidate have the right to choose any name to be his vice, knowing fully well choosing Wike, he will find 1 or 2 issues with him. And apart from that, the committee say they know that is Wike they want to be the vice of to Atiku. Definitely, they would have just recommended, okay, the 3 names were submitted during the panel. After the screening, we now gave the choice was made. We are not having you Atiku. Rather, we now have Governor Nyesom Wike. This is the name we submit. You now went again
what
to
about,
submit 3 names.
Sir, what about, yes, listen, now that's why I say you should open your mind. Let us not struggle, because we are this is a social media platform. We are not articulate, but we are discussing the matter the way it is. Why did Atiku allow the committee to select if he knows that he doesn't want a particular person? Why did he create the committee and he never respected the
why didn't the committee submit out of the 3 names? Why did the committee not submit 1 name to Atiku?
No, they cannot submit 1 name.
Why?
It is democracy. Sir, it is democracy.
See,
we have 3 people.
I don't want to drag this issue. I don't
listen, we have 3 people here, and a committee is set up on these 3 persons. We have 3 people, eligible 3 people, and you set up a committee on these 3 persons. Why did you just, okay, among these 3 persons, this is what I want? But you allow the committee, you set up a committee. You set up a committee and you allow the committee to brainwash and suggest, because they are to suggest because they know the power you have. You are the aspirant, the presidential aspirant, and the law says you have to choose who you want. Why did you now allow them, after you know that you have 3 and you have 1 in their mind? Why did you not fool them? And they now have names suggested that we accept this among these 3. This is who we will choose, we will prefer. You now say, no, you don't like that person. Why did you waste their time? That is the anger. Okay, sir. Why I'm saying you don't need to cry more than the bereaved. Why is he now reaching out to the governors? Why is he now reaching out to Wike?
Whether we like it or not, as far as I'm concerned, Atiku choice, I think he do that with his own right, within his rights. I think I will not blame me for that. I blame the committee. And reaching out to all the governors now, even if he are choosing Wike, some other maybe Okowa or Udom Emmanuel may also be angry, or other people who they recommended also. So it's normal to have people who are angry in a society or in such environment like that, as they have it. So it's normal for you to see people who are agree with the decision. It must not go in everybody's way. Some will like your decision, why some will not like your decision. It's normal. But it's not the duty of the presidential candidate to do the needful by uniting them together. That is their own cup of tea. My whole point is that I'm even happy that he even choose Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, because if he are choosing Wike, it will be a different story today, because many people love Wike based on who he is, because of maybe he will be able to match Atiku, or at the presidential level, be able to fight for the masses, let me use that word, against all this insecurity. Choosing Ifeanyi Okowa is a good man, but to some extent, can't compare with Wike, So the crowd that Wike gather, I think Atiku lost that. So the truth of the matter is, I'm happy for that choice. So I keep encouraging them for them to keep making the same mistake.
The same user was now saying that was now saying he did the right thing.
You don't understand.
That is how it should be.
No, it's like you gave me 3 names. It is my responsibility to choose anybody that can work with me.
Anyway, go ahead. I don't want
It's
to
like,
go take.
see,
I don't
we
want
don't
to
have
take
to
you
use
back.
see, the fact that we are obedient or obedient, when you see the truth, say it the way it is.
The truth remain that though it is in our
I blame
advantage,
the
he,
committee
he,
for not
he has
for
scattered. It's good for us. He had not respected the PDP people that he belonged. He has disappointed them, and today they have division. That is the truth. Thank you for reminding me that
I
what
wanted
he
to
did.
I wanted to chime in just a couple of phrases on that point.
Go
That
ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Tiabala, how are you? It's good to
I'm
see
fine,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you know the problem that Atiku is having is the same problem that Tinubu is
Tinubu
having,
is having, yes.
which is it's not the vice, but the main candidate itself came from. It's like the round peg in a square hole, or whatever the way they put it. The PDP candidate should have come from the south, and then look for a vice presidential candidate from the north. And the case of Tinubu, it should have been a Christian from the south that should look for a Muslim in the north. So it just doesn't fit. So whatever choice they make then becomes a problem. But the onus is on the primary the presidential candidate.
Thank you.
They have it the other way around. So when Tinubu is crying that, oh look, I have a problem finding somebody in the north because I'm a minority in the south, and nobody should give me any sympathy, because the problem he's having is that it should have been Osibanjo or somebody else who's a Christian from the south looking for this time maybe they go to western northwest and pick a candidate. So
Passat,
that's what the problem is. Yeah.
Passat,
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
I just want to quickly make you to understand the person you are talking to now is Tiobala. And
Yes.
Tiobala, that you just made that Muslim ticket. Tiobala so much believe in that Muslim ticket. I've had him talk in other platform that he also said that other country have such Muslim
Wait,
tickets.
wait, before you continue,
This is Tiobala here coming here today to want to
please, oh,
that's why I quickly want to meet you up to say this is Tiobala. This
Yeah,
is Tiobala.
I've been in panels with
You have to
Theobald.
prove today.
Yeah.
Tiobala, you
I've
prove
been in
what.
panels with Theobald, and I have never disagreed with him. The issue of the Muslim ticket is really, really an awesome thing for us Nigerians.
thank you.
I mean, that particular pick, it's the entire election is gonna go down based on that. So they could try to run away from it, but look, if Tinubu is the wrong candidate, how is he gonna manifest? It's gonna be like that. This kind of decision he made is fatal. He's out. The only thing is that he doesn't cause war. That is how bad his. That's a lot of people who normally don't talk. They don't get into politics. They try to do their thing, whatever they're doing. Gentlemen, fathers of the land, and Christians who are truly Christians. They are enraged about what this guy. He has no respect. Forget about Southern Christians. About the slap on Northern Christians. This is for the first time they're going to make a difference. Vote for their own interest this time, because it's a matter of life and death. If you have Tinubu and Shetima emerge as leaders of our country, we're done. Shetima is not a joke. I mean, if you listen to the conversation he had with a Western a Yoruba governor, you see his soul. So those kind of mistakes that they're making, like I said, it starts from the candidacy of their primary nominees. So it just doesn't fit. So he tries to do this, it doesn't fit. But Tinubu has no respect for Nigerians, period. I mean, this guy, the way the Yorubas let him emerge over there and take over those states including Lagos, and take their money and do all the sort of things he's doing. He has no respect. He thinks he's going to do the same thing nationwide. So there's a lot of people
Okay, Pansat is having issue.
Okay, let me set the record straight here, because I'm not in support of a Muslim ticket or Christian ticket. Because of
Pansat, if you are listening to us, please put on your microphone. That's why you got out of the studio. I don't know. Just put on your microphone, because I'm seeing you, but we can't add you. But if you put on the microphone, you'll be added immediately. Thank you. So, Teobala, quickly say what you want to say, because Mr. Andrew have something to say.
Okay. Like I said before, I'm not in support of Muslim ticket because of the situation we find ourselves in the country right now. You cannot have a Muslim ticket who is going to represent the interests of the other religion group, whether we like it or not. It's a very big mistake the APC have made, and they should keep on making the mistake. At the end of the day, they will suffer for it. That is just for that. Regarding the candidacy of Tinubu, over the years, as in I've been saying it, if APC have done themselves well, they will represent Osibaje. It will be a different case right now. But thank God they made that same mistake. God is working in a way that, they themselves don't understand. But the most important thing is the issue before us right now. There are so many issues that is ravaging the country right now, and we need somebody who can be a solution provider. And with what I've seen for the past few days now, especially like 2 days or 3 days after they used to say this fake bishop and all that, Tinubu was about to was addressing some people. He could not even say the name of his party, as in a party, APC. He find it difficult. Is it that same person you want to hand over a nation to? Someone his hand is shaking. Is it that same person you want to hand over the nation to? Today now, we are having issue with paying our debts. Our debt servicing have surpassed the revenue we are generating today. It's a big problem in the society. We need somebody who have that economic knowledge to be able to rescue us from this issue.
Tiobala.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
You know you are my man. Please just allow. We have a caller from this end. Please allow me to allow this caller contribute. Then you can take it up from where you stop. But just remember where you stop. No, we've not gotten call since. So, Chris from Dublin, talk to us.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to contribute. I've been listening to the back and forth between leftists and Tiobala, so I just thought I should call in to make my own contribution. And Mr. Tiobala, I completely disagree with you, because soon after the primaries of the PDP, Atiku had the prerogative to choose his vice president. But because of the way things went, so a committee was set up, and Atiku particularly asked the committee to give him 3 people that they think can work with him for the to occupy the position of the vice president. So it was Atiku that demanded for 3 people.
Okay.
Now, when this committee, when they were doing their job, after they finished, 14 of these people recommended 3 people. And out of these 3 people, Wike was on top of the list. So the question of saying that why did the committee give him 3 people? No, it wasn't the committee. It was what he demanded. So they gave him 3 names, and they placed Wike on the list, followed by Okowa, followed by Udom Emmanuel. So what Atiku did was to go for Okowa. Now, let's also get another thing clear. Although it is his prerogative to choose, but the question is that why did you ask the committee to do such a thing when you know that we are not going to abide by whatever the committee is going to come up with? You see, it's an old tactics that these people in power use to validate whatever they want to do. For example, Atiku was hoping that he could use that to bypass the fact that he wasn't the one that chose Okowa, that it was what the party recommended for him. But unfortunately for him, it didn't work. The people in the committee, they felt otherwise, that Wike should be given that opportunity. So that was how the committee acted. But above that, you see these our leaders, they look for a way. They look for a way to commit what seems to be right. Just like this Muslim ticket, it is good argument for everybody to say that, oh, it doesn't matter as long as the person can rule. What we are talking about now is development. No, it does matter in a country like Nigeria. You have to look at the intent behind what they are doing. The intent is very, very important. The Muslim ticket is just telling the rest people in Nigeria that you don't matter. If you want to win this election, this is how we have to go. Also, if you are talking about the reason why they picked Okowa, it's not because of any other thing. It's just a way to get somebody that will be like a rubber stamp. Yeah. Somebody that will be like a rubber stamp for Atiku. Personally, I was very glad that they went for Okowa, because Wike has the passion of the South people, and Wike had the passion of the majority of the Christians. You understand? But picking Okowa is a very big advantage to the Labour Party movement. So for me, I'm very happy about that. But above that, it is this idea, these people, especially these Fulanis, they don't want any person that can oppose them. They want to be in control power. They want to have power to themselves in its full mind, so that they can do whatever they want to do. And moreover, Atiku is not a pushover. Wike is never a pushover. So that was why they didn't pick Wike. They're talking about the
hold up before you depart from that last sentence you made, that Wike is not a big pushover. I'm also a fan of Wike, but what I'm about to say is that we can't say that low bar. Wike, do you know during the Chibok incidents when Shetima allowed terrorists to come in and pick up our students, over almost 300 student girls from their dormitory? Yeah. Do you know who was the Minister of Education at that point? It was Wike. And hold on. Wike was told by Wike that, hey, look, we don't want to have an exam in this particular center because a month prior, terrorists had killed 3 Wike officials. So, but Wike and Shetima gave the assurance that there will be protection over there in that Chibok school. But they didn't provide that.
It wasn't Wike. Wike was not among that gave assurance.
No, Wike was what? Wike was not the governor, but he was the federal minister of education.
Wike write a letter that they cannot hold out this thing. It was the governor that gave them the assurance.
Let me land.
Okay, continue.
Let me land. What I'm saying is that you could see how small the world is, okay? Wike, being the Minister of Education, has a responsibility, but the governor, it's the ultimate chief security officer. But Wike doesn't go unscathed in that case, because over 200 girls were kidnapped from that school. Some of them haven't returned up till now. His name should be mentioned because he's working with these Northerners, and he did the same thing as governor now. He supported Tambuwa. Tambuwa stabbed him in the back in this particular round of elections. He's never criticized Tambuwa one time. He's been talking about our senior citizens, our governors in the South. Yeah, they bear responsibility. But over half of them gave him his support. I know 2 states in the South is giving him his support. When these Fulani terrorists in the government came and they were killing people, Southeasterners in his place, okay, he actually helped them do certain things. Now, the kind of person that is supposed to, we don't want somebody who's going to say, look, we'll support IPOB. No. But you're going to have to show chin when it counts, not talking. You don't have an army. So if I like Wike when he's talking, his mannerism, yeah, that's fine. But look, if you sit back and look at the rational, where's his army? He can't fight these people. He cannot fight them. So his involvement in that Chibok incident, he should have been outraged about what happened there with Shetima. He should have been so outraged as the Minister of Education, but you never hear anybody mention his name. So to turn around and just keep seeing him, wherever we see these bad actors, he's there. But when it comes to talking to older people who can fight back, yeah, he's such a Goliath. But the point is that what can he do? We don't want strong men. We want reasonable, tough people who are gonna be able to challenge the structures of what we have. Don't go. I'm not amused by somebody who's funny, who talks funny, who's belligerent. But the point is, when really push comes to shove, what do you, if they want to arrest him like they did the Yoruba governor, I forgot his name now. If they come to arrest him, what can he do? Nothing. There's nothing he could do. I'm trying to remember his name, the PDP governor that was harassed and arrested by EFCC everywhere he went a few years ago. Payoshe. Okay, so if they come to, just think about it rationally. What can Wike do? He doesn't have an army. So it has to be by the power of righteousness that you're right. If they come and take 300 girls and you are the Minister of Education and the governor Shetima gave you should be handing him up to today for that breach of trust. So he tries to make it like, oh, there's no difference, like show already the same thing. There's a moral equivalence here and there between the North and the South. No. Besides, if you're such a lion, how are you going to sit there? They come taking your oil all the way from the North. You don't have any. Most people in his state don't own oil wells. It's owned by outsiders. What has he done about that one? So we don't want strong men. We don't want to be, I like Wike, don't get me wrong. Maybe just as much as you do. I like watching him. I like having him talk. They will hold them responsible. No low bar. No low bar. Thank you.
All right. Continue, Chris.
Okay, can I respond?
Yes, Chris, you have the floor, Chris.
Okay, thank you, Mr. The person I don't know your name, but thank you very much for the response.
Pansa.
But now let's try and get the record straight. First of all, Wike was not the Minister of Education. Wike, as at that time, was the Minister of State. Hello?
Go ahead. Somebody please mute your...
Yeah, Minister of State for Education.
Yes, I'm coming. Wike was not the Minister of Education, and he was the Minister of State for Education. Now, you know the Minister of State for Education is more or less like a vice president, and technically it has no power of its own. Now, this is what happened. When the warning came that the Chibok kidnapping is going to take place, now the Minister of Education, who was supposed to be the head of that ministry, refused to do something. Meanwhile, that minister collaborated with Shetima that the exam should go on. But Wike, in his doggedness, even as a deputy, as a Minister of State, he went against what the Minister of Education said. And he wrote that exam must not be conducted. So you can see how dogged he is for a deputy to go against the Minister of Education to write that kind of a memo. So because he was the Minister of State for Education, the memo was jettisoned. And at the end of the day, the exam went on. And guess what? The principal of that school, the daughter was also in that school, but the daughter was not in school that day when they came to do that atrocity. And again, it's on record, it's on public record that the same principal of that school was made a commissioner in Borno State by the same Shetima we are talking about. So we can easily connect the dots. How can you be
hold on,
principal
please.
of a school? I'm coming, I gave you a lot of time to speak.
I know, I just wanted to, on that point.
Allow him to finish. He's on call. You can finish, then you take it from there after
I gave a lot of time to speak, so that was actually what happened. So if you want to look at it with that prism, you can see that Wike did what he was supposed to do. It is not often that deputies speak up and go against what their principal has said. Now that's for that.
Okay, but before you move away, though, but before you move away, can I just say something? Because I'm not saying it for this part, for that particular issue, but what I'm doing is judgment of character. Okay, if I wrote a memo and it was jettisoned, and then an incident like that happened, that is a colossal incident. So what do? You see, we have to rise above mediocrity. What do you do? Hold on.
I think I have to cut you. I think I have to cut you. Now let's try and be open-minded in this. How can you say we are talking about a minister and a junior minister in the same ministry? So what do you wanted Wike to have done? The worst he could have done is to resign. And you wouldn't expect Jonathan to listen. Wait, I'm coming, please. Yeah. You wouldn't have expected Jonathan to listen. For him to listen to the junior minister when the senior minister has given a go-ahead. For the fact that he even has the guts to recommend against what the minister has said. Don't you think he has done enough? Now,
no, I don't. That's what I'm trying to land. Let me just land on it because.
But I'm very sure any person that is listening to the analysis I've given will easily know that Wike has even done over what he was supposed to do as a junior minister to write a memo against your.
You can continue on that point then to land your point.
Yeah, please. What I'm saying.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Then talking about character. Talking about character and oil wealth. Now we have to get all these facts clear the way they are. You remember this lady, the Niger Delta lady, and what was her name? Nuni. Was it Nuni or something like that? That the federal government, they wanted to arrest that woman. Wike went there on his own with a team. He didn't send any person. He went there to prevent that arrest.
Yes.
Wike took the federal government to court.
The woman that was trying to expose Akpabio.
Yes. He went there on his own.
Thank you.
And remember during the NSAS, the delegations that were sent by the federal government, Wike had them arrested. Wike took the federal government to court and he won. Wike has come out several times to speak against this same president that other governors literally worship. So I think Wike has even done more than shown a lot of character. There is no way you can blame this man that he has not been speaking up. There's just no way. All the records are there.
Like taking the federal government to court on VAT on Rivers State.
Yes.
Can I respond then?
Issues of oil well. They renew this license, I think, every 10 years. The next time the licenses were going to be renewed, were supposed to be 2016. That was one of the reasons they all had to get Jonathan out of power, because the rumor was already there that if Jonathan comes back, because Jonathan was a bit naive, he had to leak out the rumor, and not knowing that majority of the people in this government, they work for these northern cabals. So his plan was to keep everything cool. In 2016, he was never going to renew these licenses for them. So those are part of the reason why they have to get Jonathan out of power. And it was when he left, the following year, it was now time for the renewal. And it was easy for the Northerners to get these licenses renewed for them again. So that is how the licenses are. Wike, in all respect, has done all the governor should do. And nobody can hold him accountable. It's all there in the public space, what Wike has done. Now,
okay, please let me respond a little bit on those points, because like I said, the larger point you're making about Wike being brave and standing up to this administration and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I said I like Wike, but that's a more controlling thing that I'm looking at. Okay, for example, let's take it to the logical conclusion. Let's just say, let's give the Fulanese a little credit. Let's say they're smart, very smart, and they want to hold us down and neocolonize us. Okay, what would they do? You don't think they're stupid, right? They will have people like that can take them to court, do this, talk smack against them. Like, for example, FFK in the West, a Yoruba guy, and he used to talk about it. The the Fulanese, and he would just stand up to them like a macho guy, and they wouldn't do anything to him. I say, hey, this guy is courageous, this guy is tough. But it ends up being that it was a shtick, period. Because if you look at sophisticated people, if they want to, they will have people who can talk, insult them, do this, but you have to be looking at, why aren't they going after this guy? Why is he so tough? He doesn't have an army. All right, so anybody else who does what he does gets smacked down. But he does it and he gets away with it. Ends up being that he's inside on their side. He has a lot of respect for them. In his plan to become president of Nigeria, he wants to be their friend. The people he's insulted. Hold on. So I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm not saying he doesn't speak out, like taking him to court in the tax issue and things like that, and that was good. But what I'm looking at is if you wrote a memo and 200 girls were kidnapped, you are supposed to be outraged by that. Okay, if you're such a tough guy, they shouldn't get away with it. A character like Shetima should have come into national prominence.
He's not the president now.
No, but another citizen. Let me tell you how evil is. Good.
I think he will get
hold on. A little sunlight. Okay, if you put a flashlight in the middle of the night, it would illuminate so much darkness. All right. So ordinary citizen can do what I'm talking about. So don't make it seem like Minister of State cannot do anything. Yeah.
Ansat,
yes.
I think we should allow the caller finish so that we will allow that call. I'm getting other calls.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was a call. Okay, go ahead.
In all honesty, I beg to differ, sir. A junior minister, he wrote a memo that was not. Do you expected the president, or can Wike command the army or whatever? The best the man could do was to leak. We was to leak the memo, and he actually did that so that the public would actually know what transpired. What else do you expect from a deputy to do? We see a lot of deputies, they are all sleeping under the directive of their superiors. So please, let's say this thing the way they are. And moreover, today's argument is not about whether Wike can do this or Wike cannot do that. I was just only laying the background.
It's your bala that brought Wike matter, or it's your bala? It's your bala.
I was laying the background. I was just laying the background on why Atiku left Wike and picked the second person on the list. So it was not the committee that gave Atiku the 3 names. It was Atiku that requested for 3 names. He requested for 3 names, and the committee, when presenting the names, they said, okay, we have sat down, and according to this committee, blah, blah, we consulted wide with every elder statement of PDP. And this is what we resolved, that your best bet is Wike. We placed this under a vote, and 14 of us agreed that it will be Wike. So simple as that. So it's not the responsibility of Atiku to choose what the committee he asked for. He's supposed to obey, because now this is how it starts. If Atiku cannot obey a simple committee that he set up, so what's going to happen if he becomes the president? I think that should be the question. Like I said before, I'm very happy that he chose Okowa over Wike. I'm very happy about that, because Wike could have caused a spoiler in the South. Hate him or like him. A lot of people from the South prefers his personality, his persona as a person, not just whether he's in PDP or not. A lot of people just see him as that voice against the Northern cabal. So that's just the point I'm making. And please, in all sincerity, if you go home after the program, think properly about it. What else do you expect a deputy to do when your boss is against you? You still went ahead to write against your boss in that ministry. So what else do you expect him to do? I think he did more than excellent for him to have done that. So that's my submission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know we have another call, but before I give that call a chance, I want to quickly allow Tiobara to finish his own part before I will now call the caller back But before Tiobala continue, I want to quickly also say that the personality of Wike, we must not underestimate Wike. Wike is a man, even if, Pansa, you said he has relationship with the North. All politicians have relationship with the North. But I want you to know one thing. Wike is not my friend. I'm for Peter Obi. But I want you to know one thing about this personality. He's a man that is so dogged, that he's not afraid of anything. He likes to do the undoable, and he likes to challenge the federal government with over issues that has to do with the issue of law, constitutions, and he has proven that. Other people may keep quiet, but he will tell you, no, this is not how it should be. He's a man that moves with this enough energy, and a man that speak out when he need to speak out. He's not afraid of nobody. That is a man. I think that character is only thing I like in him.
Can I respond to you on that?
No, not now, sir. Because right. When I'm saying not now, your voice have been on, and Tiobala that has the floor is not talking. Mr. Andrew is here, and Let Go is here. Nobody is talking, and your voice has been on, and you don't need to respond to all. So all what you have to respond to, sir, please just jot that down, because it will get to your turn. Then you cannot go back and respond to all this and add to it. Thank you very much. So Tiobala, quickly continue. Mr. Andrew has been so patient waiting. He has not said anything. He's just keeping quiet. I think that's good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. With regard to the interview, like what we just said, in my own opinion, I don't blame Atiku for choosing Ifeanyi Okowa. It's his own prerogative to do so. And we're happy with the choice he make. I love him for that. You know, at least we are now having a free mind now in the South, so we can choose our candidate and campaign for him peacefully. Regarding the issue of a Muslim ticket, like, you know, he also mentioned it in his interview. That is more reason he did not follow Bola Ahmed Tinubu then. So it's something that is very worrisome regarding the choice of Shetima to Ahmed Bola Tinubu. So everything that had to do with Ahmed Bola Tinubu is questionable. You know, is he his character? Is he his educational background? Is he the way he has been managing Lagos up to date? Is he the way he install people from different states just for his own personal benefit? Is he in health issue? As we speak right now, he's not fit. He can't even pronounce the name of his candidate, rather a party. So it's something very worrisome. And now we are talking about international matters. Like, you need somebody who will be able to represent us across the breadth, you know, of this world. You know, you are not just going to be president of a certain tribe alone. You know, we have issue. The issue we face with Buhari today, the Buhari have never opened up a conference or media or anything that people will not ask questions, he will not respond. They always go to meeting, even if when they meet, remember the last interview they did with the Chinese Channel station did with Ahmed Buhari. The response was something that you cannot even imagine this a president responding in that manner. So it's so unfortunate. And Atiku talked about the issue of structure. So it's so unfortunate that these old men still don't understand the importance of structure or what structure is all about. Like, for instance, person like me now, for instance, if you have your agent in your unit, he will not come and force me to vote for anybody. He will only convert this candidate is the best, try vote for him or not. That at this modern time now, the people are the structure. It's the people you are going to meet. The chairman will not go and vote 10 people in a ward, or the whatever is not going to go and vote everybody. He will only go and tell people this is the message, this is the person you are bringing in. He will tie road, he will build a plane for air, tie this, and that is what they have been telling over the years. But now the people are wiser. So the history of structure is nothing to write home about, because as far as I'm concerned, the people are the structure. Knowing fully where the youth are now more aware. If we even talk about the structure, which structure that Atiku have or has then in PDP during 2019 general election, he lost his open unit in Adamawa. He lost his state as well. With your structure, you could not even win your unit, you could not even win your state. So what are we not talking about? If the structure was so important to you, In Ekiti, the election that came up where the PDP came third, where was PDP structure? It was a SDP that came second that nobody even knew. So it's not about the structure. The people are now more aware about the situation of the country. People that are hungry, they knew everything. That they knew the situation they find themselves today. They know way to rectify it is by voting out all these people does not mean well for the society. It does not mean well for the society. So the issue of a structure is nothing but they don't understand. He also mentioned something about the Northerners. Say 90% of the Northerners are not on social media. It's somehow worrisome. Meaning you have kept these people in this kind of a situation so that you keep on using them. They will not be aware of the information we are having in the world today. How can you tell me that your people are not on social media with this information whereby you can educate yourself via Zoom, via YouTube? You don't even need to go to any school. On YouTube, for instance, you can learn any programming language. You can learn anything you want to learn and then get a job and start working. Then you are proud enough to say that 90% of the Northerners are not on social media. This modern world, this 21st century, the age of technology, you have a presidential candidate and you people have the money, you have everything. And you people are be the one ruling the state, be the custom, be the vice, and you could not even provide access to internet and everything to your people. And you are proud of saying it across the. Thank God, like yesterday, one of the video I watched, you see the Northern youth all came out, a mass, many for their night. They were all shouting obedient, obedient. Not, I think much. When I mean much. So the movement of the obedient is a wildfire and is organic. It's organic. So these the so-called PDP and APC candidates, they don't mean well for the society. They are not yet to cut down costs. The problem Nigeria is facing right now in terms of governance is the high cost of governance, and these people are not ready. Imagine Atiku want to enter his car. It was somebody that helped him to fasten his own bet. It was somebody that helped him to bet up. Does that make sense? Meaning, if you cannot bet, everybody definitely the person will come and help you to wear shoe. Is that the kind of country we want? So I will urge each and every one to take care of, to put all this into consideration. This is not a bad tribe right now. It's not a bad tribe. It's about your nation. It's about your country. If you have your internet, you have your lights, and you can afford food, you find out that every other thing will just be added to you. The money you are even stressing to get, you get it easily. You get it easy. Don't allow these people to fool you with their 5,000, with their cheap works or whatever. Please, this is the time for you to make the right choice for yourself and for your generation to come. Don't allow these people who have look. Okay, imagine Atiku said that when they were asking, did he make his money? They could never push him further. He said you bought five Peugeot or 504 or 504 whatever, automatically he became a billionaire, just like that. And no further question was asked. How can you just do that? People who have been in that business can even, and as a custom, and there's what we call breach, whether a breach of the contract or something. As a civil servant, you're not supposed to be doing that. So it's so unfortunate, and these same people are still coming again with their propaganda that they want to, they will do this, they will do that, they will do this. Until we keep hearing their voice on different media houses, let them come and tell us what they want to do. And the plan of them having a bad insecurity in the country, the high cost of living, and the debt servicing we are facing.
Please quickly round up. We have a caller on the line.
No problem. Thank you so much. We are still here. If there's anything I can add later, thank you. You can take the call.
All right. Thank you, Tiobala. I like the way you finally hanged up, because initially you stirred the table. So please tell us where you're calling from and your name.
Yeah, my name is Josephine. I'm calling from Toronto area in Canada.
Josephine.
I was watching your show. I've seen a couple of your show before. Just listening to a portion where they were talking about Atiku and the choice of his running mate.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you very much. I guess this is your first time of calling.
Yes.
Yes, I want to thank you for.
I think it was 2 days. I think probably yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
It was a different number, so today was a different number. So I said, okay, let me try this one.
Yes, what we have here is Elvis is the owner of this platform, and whenever he's on, we use the usual official number, which is our platform's number. And whenever you see any other broadcaster like me, I use this number. We have Kachi, she has her number. We have Ima, she has her number. So we don't stay in the same studio. So I'm not broadcasting from where Elvis is. And if Elvis is talking, it's not broadcasting from me. But if we are all together, you can call any of us, you can connect. But if we are not together, this is how we are. But the most important thing is, I want to thank you for this time, for supporting the channel and for calling. So just go ahead, madam.
Okay, so from what I saw today, I've seen a clip of the interview that Atiku gave to the Arise TV. I never knew that interview because I look at the environment. So I'm like, this is different from when Peter Obi did the live interview with the Arise TV.
Yeah.
So when the lady was talking today, then I discovered that interview was conducted in his house. So I was wondering, like, why would Arise TV do such a thing? And you're interviewing someone high profile like Atiku Abubakar. And then we also spent so much time talking about his choice for running mate. I'm like, you know what? That is his choice. Our focus is on Labour Party, and I think we should focus more on how to propel the Peter Obi to victory in the next coming presidential election next year. So a lot of people who are in diaspora, like myself, have been making calls. I call Nigeria almost every day. Reaching out to people, making sure that people go out, especially the young ones, those who already graduated from high school, which is secondary school in Nigeria,
yes,
to make sure that they all go and register and get their PVC. And I make it clear to them, this is a choice for this next upcoming presidential election. Because if we don't get it right now, I don't know what next year hold for people, citizens of that country. Because right now, what we are seeing or what we are hearing is not promising at all. So for me, I know there's also other social media outlets, like somebody in the US parading himself as a Degbe Ranomigo or whatever. I've listened to some of his show, and the way they are rooting for, campaigning for Tinubu, I'm like, you know what? Enough of all this bullshit. We had enough of these people. These are people who were in power even when my late great grandmother was alive. So we cannot continue with these people. We should give much younger people a chance. So we have Peter Obi. I've seen his credentials among the people who are contesting for this upcoming election. Him and his vice presidential running mate is the most qualified for the job. Yes. We are not talking about religion. We are not talking about East and West, because I saw a little bit of the, PDP. First was the one who elected, who did their primary. I saw a little bit of that primary, and the outcome of it was Atiku Abubakar. I'm like, you know what? This is not right. This is an opportunity for someone from the South to produce a candidate, and these people, because they have money, bulldoze their way, they bought their delegates. Why are you selling our children, our grandchildren's future? And then that went by, and APC came along. They gave it to Tinubu. I mean, what? Enough is enough. So I'm glad that Peter Obi exits PDP and joined Labour Party, and he should be the one who should be supporting. So my take is, let's focus on how to elect this man to be the next president of Nigeria. So people who are in diaspora, how can we support this mission? Because I've seen like some people say, oh, this account is not real, it's a fake account. Yeah. We want to make sure that we have the correct account that people want to fund. Okay. I'm willing to donate money, but I haven't been able to confirm that this is the right account that is supporting campaign team, supporting Peter Obi, and his vice running a candidate. So if you guys can help us to get the right account, if people in diaspora want to contribute money, I know I have friends here who are also willing to contribute money. So it's all for a good cause, because all this kebab, People are in diaspora rooting for them, campaigning for them. I don't know why Tinubu will be running for president at this stage. First of all, their health is not, they are not in good health. Atiku is not in good health. So we need someone, because the economy right now is not where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
People are suffering. There's hunger, there's suffering. And speaking to someone this morning, we know how much people in diaspora pump into Nigeria on a daily basis. Today alone, I made, just within 24 hours alone, I made 2 transactions already. Yesterday, I made a transaction. Today, I just did one probably 2 hours ago. So with all this money, and the country is still the way it is today, it's not right.
Yeah.
We can't let this continue. We need a drastic change.
Okay.
A change that will lift people away from poverty. We're not producing anything. We're a nation of consumption. The money that I heard people talking about subsidy. The only thing subsidy is doing for the average Nigerians right now is the only thing they benefit. Otherwise, that subsidy is taken away. I know there's a lot of economics theory how it's going to benefit the economy, but I don't think so. Other people are speaking against it. So, transportation. I'm from Benin originally. So, if you're going from Ring Road to kilometer 6 or IGP in Stella Obasanjo Hospital in Benin, right now probably you are paying like 200-300 naira.
400 naira.
Or bus. Yeah, so or more. So by the time you remove the subsidy, so you are thinking about 600 or 700 one way. So if you don't have 2,000, you won't be leaving your house. Probably you have to walk down to Ring Road before you connect. So we cannot continue like this. We need a drastic change. Yeah. And I'm very confident that Peter Obi and Dati Ahmed, they have the credentials to move this country forward. So that's why I'm willing to support. And if we can please get a genuine account that people can donate money from wherever they are globally, we will really appreciate that.
All right.
So that's my contribution. We should just focus on the Labour Party. And yes. They've made a mistake already.
Yes.
Muslim ticket is dead on arrival. PDP is supposed to produce somebody from the south. They produce someone from the north. Okay. So we cannot allow Fulani to continue. Right. And we know all over the country what Fulani herdsmen are doing to us. They put our people in poverty because people can no longer go to their farm. Look at what they did in our war. So the governor there is talking nonsense. He's saying that if they attack again, what about the massacre that they just occurred? You can't take any action. So we need to do something. And I'm worried about people who live in rural area. They don't have guns. They don't have electricity, which is another big issue. Obi is there and is willing to improve our electricity. Without electricity, there won't be any development in that country.
Yes.
So I am glad that Obi came out. I've learned a lot of stuff because I've been away now from Nigeria for over 30 years. From this presidential race through Peter Obi, I've discovered a lot of stuff. How can in Nigeria, a big nation like that, cannot produce 5 megawatts of electricity? That's why we are in darkness. I just came back from Nigeria about 2 months ago. For the 4 weeks I was there, over 2 weeks, there was not even electricity for a minute, for over 2 weeks. So it's really heartbreaking. And we just need a drastic change. And I don't want the country to miss this opportunity this time around. We need to get things right. Otherwise, it's not going to be easy.
Thank you.
So please, as I said before, if we can get a genuine account that people in diaspora can contribute money, and we will really appreciate it, because I know some people, even in the US, who are willing to be donating money like monthly.
Okay.
Right through to the election.
All right, Madam, thank you very much for this. A lot of people have been asking this. A lot of people have been pushing for this. And why we at Nigeria Watch seems to be a little bit slow to come up with any account, because, you know, with the situation of this country, we don't want to get ourselves involved in any scandality. We don't want to get ourselves involved in collecting money for Peter Obi at the end. We're having issues that so many stories that touches. So what we in Nigeria Watch decided to do was to wait for the campaign to kickstart. That when the campaign kickstart, we'll get connected with the actual campaign account. We can raise an account, but if we do that, it's going to give us a lot of bad name, a lot of trouble. You know, people nowadays, when you do something, your enemies will come up with lies against you. Sometimes it's going to be hardly very difficult for you to deny those lies. They are lies, but you hardly would be able to deny. People will say, yes, why would they? So we, for now, we are not coming up with any account for now. But when we have the right account, I'm very sure we would put it out there. Even as we speak, somebody is telling us he has the right account on our private chat here that he can give it to you.
Okay.
But I don't want to because it's his own. Who would want to take responsibility for that? We want to take responsibility for an open account that will be in the media, that will be everywhere. We also have to circulate. This account will be going straight to the Obi campaign team, not we. We have no right to it. We have no whatever. We only just help because we want the best for the country. So just keep watching us. You can join our platform. You can be the member. You can support us if you like. There's a super sticker at the end of where you're watching us from. You can give us whatever, because we are here for people like you to give information, and it is not always easy. But I am happy that we are all moving in the same direction. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Keep watching us. You'll be getting more information from us. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Okay. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night. So let me take this call. Have another caller. Aha, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, caller. Talk to us.
I am a Christian.
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so I am Christian, and I'm calling from the UK here.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so I saw your program online. I just came online. I never saw the program before, but I just came online, and I saw your discussion, and I heard the last guy that spoke. I don't know who that guy is, but that guy seems like, in fact, he's a professor in international history and everything. He gave a detailed account of what Atiku was saying and everything. I love the guy that spoke before this lady that called now.
That's Chris from Dublin. His name is Chris from Dublin.
Oh my God, that guy is another person. To be honest, there are people. The most important is that people are not enlightened. Like there are times that when these guys, when they come online, Atiku, when they come online to say one thing or the other, discover that like some people who are not enlightened don't even know what to say or the best way to answer them. That's just it. But if you see someone who is informed, you can't just come and say one thing. You're telling us that your other people are not online, they're not on social media, they don't know anything about it. But you still come on Twitter for you to put up one thing or the other. You're writing on Twitter every time. So who are you trying to specify?
So we have so many people like Chris Dublin. Chris Dublin didn't come on among the panelists today. He just called on phone. If you can endeavor to follow us, Niger Watch, we are here to educate people. Everybody you are seeing here is educated, and we're not talking like, the last caller I just mentioned, he's been following one channel that always talk of Tinubu. I don't want to mention them. These are the people that say, APC pay me my money. APC pay me my money.
He doesn't even want to hear anything from Labour Party. Once you just mentioned, I know the guy.
So if you endeavor to follow us, I promise you that you're going to be getting the best. You just heard from one person. You've not heard from other people. You see, there are numerous people on the panel.
And again, always watch the comment section for that man's shows. You'll see what people are reacting to.
I don't follow those kind of programs. So go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
What I'm trying to say in essence is that Atiku, as it's called, it doesn't really have anything for Nigeria. You cannot do what you don't have. Atiku is very empty. No, I'm not trying to disrespect him for any other thing. Atiku cannot give anything. And the problem is that he's so desperate for this power. And that's why you see him coming. You say Labour Party does not have structure. Atiku that had structure since 1993. Why has he not won election? At 1992, he's been contesting the same structure. He's been contesting. He never won. Last election, 2011, when he contested on I think ACM award, he got 2.6 million votes. And our last 2019 election, when he contested, because of P2B's effect, it was 11 million votes, and that was why he was boasting. But I'm so happy that in the last couple of weeks now, at least that 11 million block vote is no longer, trending online. So that's what they were posting on this. If people really left and they saw that this thing is not going to be this way, at least they rested on that angle. So what I'm trying to say, the man in question doesn't have anything. It's just like it's his own normal thing. He just wants to go there, do normal, just get that privilege.
Enrich his friend, steal more money.
Steal more money. How do people even want this man to improve the life?
Encourage terrorists.
Yes, because and another thing is that forgive me to read this word. We can never, as Southerners, no matter what anybody thinks about or thinks of it, we should not allow, a Fulani man, Fulani men, or Fulani people 16-year control of our national security. Just understand what I mean. 16-year control of our national security. It is going to be terrible. It is going to be devastating. When Buhari finishes, you have another Fulani man continue another 8 years, 16 good years, with the plan they have on ground. Now that one is by the way. So he doesn't have anything to offer. That's why, even as it stands now, they don't even know what they're doing.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, that man is living in the past. He doesn't know that the terrain and everything has left him. People around him are still telling him, don't worry, what are they even going to do? Where will they get their distance from? Anybody who comes online to say people doesn't have structure, that person is not reading what is happening. That person doesn't even know what is happening. We know, those of us who are outside in the diaspora, at least we know this in more than those of them there. Another thing is that, okay, come to think of it, is he in the southeast or the south side that people will get this vote is banking on? Is he in the southwest? Let's just because normally if you just analyze the of them, Atiku stands even like the same time that Tinubu stands, because Atiku cannot give a matter at this thing at this point in time. Tinubu, age is weighing on him. The man, my only anger with Tinubu is that he's just so desperate to become a president. Why not leave with Banjo, a professor of law? So when we have two Southerners who are contesting for this post, we know that we have credible people. At least people will not go up for competence. People will not be saying, oh, why would Tinubu, a man that has advanced vascular dementia, and a medical student that is dentist in Nigeria, advanced vascular dementia with signs of Parkinsonism, not going to lead over 200 million people? Eh? So the man doesn't even, can this man stand before the world and speak? So this man know the trend, like how the economy will be in the next 50 years. Can this man stand before United Nations Security Council, World Trade Organization to speak? Like, I don't know. And my only anger, I'm not against him contesting. Everybody has got their right to contest. My only anger is that people who are enlightened in Nigeria, we believe that Southwesterners are enlightened and everything. They're all educated. But we see some of their people are still saying, oh, the man who is good is the one that's going to lead Nigeria and everything. And it becomes so annoying. And people will still tell you that all of us are one Nigeria.
Please don't say that as I said this, so I told you this, a man that is wearing Pampers.
So how would you say a man that is just suffering from very, varieties of infection disease, and now you have the critical state of our economy and everything, and you're bringing this man to lead us and everything because it's from your own side. I watched YouTube video some time ago. Some people are like, they were analyzing people, how would you want to vote? People who are from that side say, oh, they wanted to vote. Why? Because they say that from their own, it's from their own side. There's no other tangible thing they mentioned, and I was weeping. And I told someone I was analyzing with him in the UK, I said, you came to the UK, you saw how everything is working, but you're still waiting for your own brother. Okay, is that right? Why is it that we will not get sent for once? Poverty does not have tribe. Poverty does not know where you come from.
Yes.
This thing they do. In fact, if you come here, that's when you understand that you weep. That's why people in diaspora are the ones who are interested in making sure that things work. Then we say, why do we start abroad to be pushing for presidency? We do that because we have come here and the system is working. And we have more money than these people. I think it was a member of the Parliament of the United Kingdom that once said that the money that our politicians stole from Nigeria and kept in their bank dormant will be able to buy UK twice. And I think I read that online. Our own politicians stole it from Nigeria and dumped in their own bank. We buy United Kingdom twice. At least if you know what happened, at least what is that? Abata is still in the grave, and he's still vomiting money. In the grave, he's still vomiting money there. So I now see people people are preaching for this man who they want him to. People are saying, in fact, as like the way it is to me now, I don't know. I believe that some things, people are writing online before about, our brothers, from that part of the country, where they say that most educated places are just trash. Because online has been able to, dispel some rumors. discuss some certain things. So let's try and engage people. On my own, in my village, I know how many people. My brother, our last one is a pastor, is a reverend. I send money to them to make sure that people are getting their PVC. This is the best thing to do, to make sure that people are getting, because this thing, when it will happen, if you make this mistake, people are saying they don't want Nigeria to disintegrate, but I'm telling you, any mistake again from 2023, like we get the wrong person, people will be so hungry that you will see someone passing along the way, you just grab that person and begin to eat his meat. I'm telling you, that's how people begin to eat human flesh.
Cannibalism.
What's going on? Today, I know four missed calls. People call me from Nigeria. This give me a money I have not eaten. The other one, I was so mad I had to put my phone off. How would 4 people be calling me that they have not eaten?
There's hungry in the land, sir.
Like, I don't know who to help.
It's true. There's hungry in the land. Heavy.
So if we make mistake now, our economy goes down again. Someone will walk along the land. People will just come up from somewhere and carry him and begin to eat him. Life. So I just want to appreciate all of you. Anything everyone is doing to make Nigeria work.
Thank you.
We are not doing this for people. We are doing this for the interest of the whole of people. You see people washing away. See what they do to us. Even when they know that the whole thing they get from this country, from our own country. But they don't even regard us. They believe in India better than they believe in Nigeria. They believe in all this nonsense African country better than they believe in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Because of where we come from, because of the corrupt nature of our country.
Thank you very much.
Even another thing. The other day I was going to Dublin to meet my wife, and in the border, like these guys, what I saw that day, I was weeping. I was sad because I had green passport. I was asked to stand by the side. I stood there, nobody was talking to me. Until I went to them, I was like, why do you stand me here? They say, oh, they've forgotten. But people were passing. And you want me to be happy with these people, with everything we have in Nigeria. The only country in the whole world with no tsunami, no landslide, no earthquake, no inferno. Natural, God just bless that country naturally. And these people are bent on holding us down. Please, this account for people to be stopped. Once that account is out, let everybody just try and make sure that we get this account. At least every month or every week we'll be able to remit into the account. This thing must work in our lifetime.
In Jesus' name.
We are from north or from north central.
Inshallah, it must work. Thank you, sir.
Nigeria, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. Please endeavor to always follow us, join us, and you'll be getting latest news. And we'll be so happy to have people like you by our side. We are going to do this together. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Andrew, please talk to us now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening. Okay. I will pick up from the lady that called before this other man called, and I will respectfully appeal to the panelists that I'm not dismissing the argument in respect to Atiku and all those things, but like the lady rightly said, that there was so much time put on it in the discussion that she felt it was a waste of time. So I'm going to swing it around, take it from a different perspective, and in the sense that the question is that character. One of the attributes of character, good character, is trust, and we can't trust any of those people. So, for that reason, I don't see any point of saying Atiku is right or respect to Wike, this and that. If you understand politics and whatever it is, it's all about, even the issues of life is about trust. Atiku can never be trusted. That's just the truth. Because even though it is his own prerogative to choose whoever he wants to choose, if he had stayed, if he had consulted the other people and said, listen, guys, I know you presented this names to me, blah, 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 blah. However, I am sorry, this is who I am going for, this is who I prefer. I don't think there will be issues. That shows the kind of character the man has. It cannot be trusted. I don't care if it is Wike or whatever it is. The reason why I said trust matters is none of these people have been able to turn the country around. We've been in politics for years, and none of them has been able to. I mean, do something tangible to alleviate the poverty or the sufferings of Nigerians. So as such, saying Wike, I mean, Atiku is right, and to me, I just felt, I mean, it's counterproductive here. Yes, we'll talk about other people. Don't get me wrong, but we should be able to swing this thing around and to win more hearts towards Peter Obi, not to come and be praising Atiku. I mean, we have to respect all human beings. I mean, even Tinubu will have to respect him as a human being, but we have to now highlight the fact and state the fact and say, where are we today in the country? All these people, what good have they done for the country? What good have they done for the country? That is just what most Nigerians, I'm going to ask Mr. P that his name is there. There's something you said that is very, very important. I'll come to that point. That's very important. You say, the situation right now, Nigerians would love to participate in this program. You know, we Nigerians would like to talk. We like argument. If you go to the newspaper where we call I've forgotten that Free Readers Association, we like to argue. We meet everywhere we talk. But the reason why Nigerians are not here on any platform, on most platforms that has to do with issues that concerns Nigeria, is because of they cannot afford the data and because of electricity. So that tells you how bad the situation is. The reason why we are here today is not because we are rich. It's not because lefty is rich, so he can stay on the internet for 5 hours. No, it's because it's made affordable for us. That's why we can stay here for hours and talking. So we are just like the ordinary citizens here who can afford data on their phone or in their house and also have electricity to charge their battery even while talking. So we have to understand this thing that any discussion needs to be flipped around in favor of Peter Obi. That is how it works. It has to be. We have to highlight these people's character. It doesn't matter whether they are Christian. It doesn't matter whether they are Muslim. It doesn't matter who they are. It's all about character. I know there was an issue of Atiku having more than one wife or two wives or three wives. That does not make him a good leader. Let the record reflect that I am not an advocate of polygamy or a polygamous. I want the record to reflect that. But we cannot use that to judge somebody that makes him a good leader or not a bad leader. No, you cannot use that as a yardstick to judge anyone. So we have to look at the person's character at the end of the day. His character matters. What is his concern? How does he help to alleviate Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines. And he was able to lead the children of Israel. He was able to guide them. He asked God for wisdom and understanding. The only error he made was that he went after women who served other gods and turned his heart away from God. But there was no issue of that he did not lead the children of Israelites properly. He did. In fact, the first judgment he made was over two harlots who were arguing about children. This is my child, this is my child. And he applied the wisdom of God and was able to judge them and direct them properly. So we need to put things in perspective. But on this, we are talking about Peter Obi. Whether he has 1 million wives or not is neither here nor there. But the man has credibility. It's all about credibility at this present time. Now, that is what is missing in Nigeria. Transparency, accountability, fairness to all, regardless of, it's going to be the president. By God's grace, it's going to be the president. And it's going to be the president of the Christian, of the Muslim, of the pagan, of the herbalist, this and that. It has to be fair to everyone. And that is why we are voting for him. That is why people are clamoring for him. The youth are clamoring for him because government has failed. Everyone has failed. Like what Mr. P said, he says structure, whether good or bad, human being, which is the truth. So agree to disagree. APC has a structure. PDP has a structure. But what is their structure based on? Corruption, lack of transparency, not fair, not having the concern of the people at heart. That is a structure. So is that the structure we want? That's not the structure we want. The reason why we see things happening in the Western world today, the present government in any developed country did not lay the foundation. The foundation had been laid years back, but they adhered to it. They stick to it. Yes, there were some few amendments or changes, but the core one, even the opposition will still tell you that they have the people, they are concerned about the people. They don't come against the people. So this is what we need back in the country. Nigeria is blessed, like the caller said, Nigeria is blessed with natural resources, including the sun, the rain. We don't experience natural disaster in that country. So I believe we need to restore this. Nigeria should have the best how do you call when you travel tourist attraction. Nigeria should be able to, we should be the one to have the best tourist attraction in the world because we have the sea, we have the rivers, we have everything that we can think of. But because there are some certain individuals who have decided of taking it upon themselves to say, put us in that darkness, in poverty. And I believe strongly that these people, from this year by God's grace, they will see the country progress, but they will not be part of it to enjoy it. Since that except they repent. Because it has come to that point that I don't want the country to break. I don't like war. Because if Nigeria gets into war at this particular time it is, then forget the country. We cannot afford a war, a civil war, because there's poverty in the land. So we cannot afford it. In fact, in any circumstances, we cannot afford to go to war. That is why I'm against agitation of breakup or whatever it is. We are not ready for it. We are not. If every one of us we know that we are ready for it. But at this point, we are not ready for it. Even those clamoring for Yoruba nation, this and that. Who is going to be your head? Somebody who is not transparent? We need to fix that character, our character for it's very, very important. We need to change the nations so that when they see us outside, they will not judge us as the Nigerians, they're all corrupt. That's what we call corrupt nation, corrupt people, this and that. This is what our leaders have put us into. And we need to turn the tides around. We need to turn it. Yeah, there's hunger in the land, though. I'm telling you the truth. There is hunger in the land. But we pray it doesn't come to that point where we will not be eating each other's flesh. I also don't completely agree with if we miss this 2023 chance that is there. No, it is the beginning. This period is an eye opener for every one of us. Peter Obi emerged just 2 months ago when he left PDP to to Labour, if I'm correct, or a month or 2 months ago. Now imagine if he had been there for over a year now, the message would have gone round. So I don't think it's yes, let's make use of this opportunity. We should not miss it. We should not miss it. But I don't agree that if we miss this chance, it's the end of the road and the nation. No, I don't. I don't. I believe it's the beginning where people will not say, okay, listen, we failed. Not because we did not try. We did our best. We go back, regroup, look at our failures and address it and start the campaign all over again. Early, catch them young. I must commend Nigeria Watch. Like you said, let me commend you first for not raising money or putting an account until you get a certified account. That is protecting your credibility because the issue of money right now is a problem. So just stick to that until Labour provide an account whereby you will direct people to pay into that, or else it may damage your credibility. So I must commend Nigerian Watch for that, for taking that step, because Nigerians are hungry. So if my 1 cent is lost, you have to. If you cannot account for it, you're in trouble. So I don't care whether you are lefties or not. Okay, lefty, forgive me for that. Anyway, so we need to turn the tides around. We bring this issue up for discussion, but we flip it around. We have to learn to flip it around. We have to learn to flip it around, take it on a different perspective, so that when people come to watch this program tomorrow, next tomorrow, next tomorrow, and next tomorrow, it will, like they said, the Northerners, they use the radio. They listen to the radio. Okay? They listen to one message, and as such, their mind is already set on one thing. So if they come to listen to what we discuss now, and they see this issue of argument and division, Atiku is good, Atiku is that, Atiku is this, it gives a mix message out there. We need to be focused, please. I know it's not easy, but let's flip this around. I yield the floor back. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Let's flip things around. I would have gone straight to Parsat, but Parsat, please forgive me. We have Okucha King. He just joined us. Yes, let's allow him to speak. Then we'll come back to Parsat. Then let them say the Tiobala. So Okocha King, for joining us now, we want to quickly appreciate you and allow you to speak for now. Okocha King, are you with us? Okay. It seems it's not close to his divorce. This is not my fault now. So, Mr. Pansa, please, you can take it up from there.
All right, thank you very much. And the last speaker was quite eloquent, and I agree with most of his conclusions and premises. It's the beginning. If we don't get it with Obi, we're gonna push on. Eventually, we're gonna have our country back. We're gonna take it back. So now, what I want to do is, this is probably gonna be a little stale now, because we were talking about Wike earlier. I would just touch up on it. I don't want to make a lot of enemies, because Wike is a beloved soul for good reasons. But the reason, don't miss my larger point though when I point this laser on him. You know, in Luke 9:50, ecclesiastically, Luke chapter 9 verse 50, it says, "Do not stop him," Jesus replied, "for whoever is not against you is for you." So that point should be clear, but Matthew 12:30 makes the right point. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. That is very important in this movement, in the Beam movement. I think I heard Wike say at some point that we must have a southern president this time around. But he became amenable to being vice president. That speaks volumes. We can't be in this movement of trying to take back our country, have the right person for this job, and he's playing party man. I'm gonna be in the party. Okay, so luckily for us, they didn't treat him very well. So he's upset with the party, but what does he do? He's hanging out there, not focused on getting back at people who have treated him very badly. So what is the value? Yeah, he speaks in a way, like I said, that we all like. He's courageous. He's an attorney, a lawyer. So he's taking the federal government to court. Yeah, he's better than most. But at some point, we have to get away from the politics of low expectations and say, okay, just like the previous speaker said, that he was just a deputy. At least he spoke out. Yes, he did speak out. So I'll leave that stale part of it. I could have challenged him on that, but it's not here, the caller. But on this OB movement, we're going to have to play politics the way it's supposed to be. True or false, it should be the major thing. Something is true, we embrace it. If it's false, we reject it. Good or bad, then comes good or evil. If something is good, we take it, and if evil, we reject it. Something is right or wrong. If it's right, we accept it, and if it's wrong, we reject it. It doesn't matter if it's our father, if it's our mother, if it's anything. We have to take the country back, and we must assume that our tormentors, the people who have seize this country and mean to kill a lot of us. They are not dumb. They, in my opinion, when you come to River State, they instigate a quarrel between, they either instigate or maintain a quarrel between Wike and I gotta think about his name now, the minister that just resigned over there to run for president, of which they sucked it to him to Amechi. Okay, they do the same thing in Imo State. They have Okorocha, and then they have this new governor there now, and those two are fighting, and they just be playing games. One of them, all of them will be so strong, or one of them will be so strong, it's like invincible. So, hey, this guy is taking up on the north. This guy is doing this. But all for naught. They don't have an army. So we have to be smart. We have to be smarter than they are. We're not going to let, if the way this movement is right now, anybody who's from the South, or a Christian, or a youngster, or just a good person, if you're not for Obi to bring him up, or you don't have somebody to show that's better than Obi, and you're supporting or just playing around, you're going to be out of here. That has to be the spirit. It has nothing to do with, I don't like this person. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with judgment. What is your judgment? We have 3 major candidates right now. Who are you supporting? If you're not gathering with me, you scatter. You're scattering. That's Matthew 12:20, 12:30. I'm sorry. So I'll leave it at that, since I've spoken before, and you could check if the other gentleman is back.
All right. Thank you
for what you're doing. And I love your platform, Niger Watch. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Pransad, and thank you for your support, your super chat. I've not forgotten that. God bless you. Thank you very much for your support. I'll go to let them say. Please let them say. Maybe you could just do that for 2 minutes. Jobala 2 minutes, then Okochaki 2 minutes, so we'll round up. So let them talk to us for 2 minutes.
This is Okundaye talking. So
I know your voice. I know you are the let them say.
So the account is not really my own. It is the pilot obedient supporter of Edo State. So we have in Diaspora, I'm among the group. So we have in Diaspora on the month end, this Saturday, next coming Saturday, they have a rally in Edo State, according to them, the Benin City. Then after that, they will take all these things to Esan, Side, Uromi, Afuze, so on and so forth. Then in all the 36 states, when this thing starts, if you need the evidence, there is receipt to prove that Labour Party assigned them of it. So that is why I asked that woman if she's willing to join, can link her to the WhatsApp group. So that is for that. Because that is the road to 2023 victory for Obi movement. So that is what we all need to be talking about, and see how we are going to be contributing to all whatever, because even yesterday I was just suggesting the way they can reach to the rural area for them, going to the markets, from major market in the cities, in the areas, so that from there, those villagers who came to the market can still take that information to the villages. So that is what we gathered on those things. So
yes, Mr. Kodaye, thank you very much. I quite understand, and I really know what you're talking about. I've been contacted by several people from different people in Canada. Somebody from Canada is putting up a group and an account. He was even telling me if we could collaborate with him. Sorry, I was using the word connive. But what I said is, for now, you see, we are YouTube presenters, and this is like a mainstream medium. So we will not want to deal with any group or anybody. This is a national matter. By the time the national campaign begins, I know they are going to come up with their national, because this your own is a WhatsApp group, but this one we are doing is a YouTube group that is more open to everybody. What we would want to do is to set OB campaign account number, general OB. Why you collapse your own to that one, we want to do our own directly to that one. I don't know if you understand. So we are trying not to involve so many account number. If I tell you the people that contact me every time to want to know how to contribute, they are eager. If I tell you, you won't believe it. Because of who we are, we are not interested in money. We love money, but we love money that belongs to us. So we don't want to hold in view any money that is not our own. We give it to the channel straight. So whatever is happening, you are dealing with the channel. It's not us. It's not our name, but who can help? So that's why I would not. That's why I would not. I don't have the right to do that. I will not accept any account number from anybody, if not OB campaign committee, and it will be a general open account. So every other person that is collecting may later collapse to that account because it's the same thing, or liaise with these people. But for we here, we are not interested in collecting anything that has to do with money, and we are not ready to give any account number that has to do with OB election for now or till further notice. Thank you very much. Go ahead, 2 minutes, please, sir.
Okay. Yes, as we all says, for me, but the other brother that we are just hammering on Wike, please, we should not be using sentiment, or we should not say we are Biafra or not. Wike is the best in the SAT that have ever challenged this federal government of the country. Because if with the VAT that collect in each state is used in any state, I believe that state will be better than taking that money to Abuja. They now bring a little to you. I even expect all Nigeria, all Southern people to join protests for it. When we always talk about the leaders are not the, we should see Sri Lanka. What do they call it? Sri Lanka. They do not wait for their government and whatsoever before they start protests. All of them came out in the street. He enabled their government, forced their president out of the office. So we should not be saying this governor did not come out for us for this one. No, we should come out and force the governor or the governor of the state or whatever legislator of the state to do the right thing for us. We should not step back of the door and begin to say no, this or no that. When you talk about oil well in the Bayelsa is given to the Northern, you should remember that it was the military who project all those things done. And we are just saying Sasa along with them since 1960 in the name of we are one Nigeria. The military are being held and controlled by all the Northerners since all this while. Even this government we are still calling democracy now is still being held and controlled by Northerners. So we need to involve our people who like Wike, who said no, enough is enough. This thing can change. So we should not be seeing him as the devil disturbing us. We should all understand that Wike really stand for the Satan liberation. So that's why he was not the one who came out in the PDP or APC, whatever. So, but we are happy that all these things are happening to them, so that the Labour Party, because we know Peter Obi as the same thing. That's why it's not talking in so hard, but it's had all these strategies. So we will still support the person who came out. That's the Obi now. That's why we are all joining hands together to support Obi, so that this thing that Wike wanted to do, Obi will still do it for us. Just like Asowore, three of them has almost the same mind, just in different actions, in different way of reacting, but they are almost on the same target. So let us not say because I'm Igbo or I'm Benin or I'm this one to say this person did not do this thing when we are needing it. No, he has a way of his doing his own ways of life, and he's still working at. Thank you and God bless you. Goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Akudaye. Even if you give yourself, may they not talk. May they talk. We will keep quiet. We know your voice. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll be going straight to Tiobala. After Tiobala, Okusha King, then we'll be rounding up. So Tiobala, 2 minutes, please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said before, the reason why we talk about Atiku and his choice of running mate is because it was part of the topic we are discussing. Like I said, or as I've said earlier, it's his own choice to choose who he wants to be his running mate, who he feel that he will be able to work with. That is none of my problem. That is none of Labour Party problem. Neither is any other person's problem. But thank God that the choice he make, one way or the other, will work against him. Because if he is choosing Wike, whether we like it or not, Wike is a very strong for when it comes to the south part of the country. In short, when it comes to Nigeria in general. So it will be a big issue right now. But thank God for everything that he made that choice, you know. And secondly, I also want to also throw more light regarding what somebody said on this platform today, that the Christian body have not done enough. That they should just mention the name of the person they want to vote for. I think they have done their best, and to tell the world that this is the kind of person they want. The person must be transparent. It must not involve in drugs. It must not have anything to do with a Boko Haram. You know, it must be in good health. So it's enough. Is at least, and other couple of other things that they mentioned. It's enough for a sensible human being to know the direction can is gearing towards, and we should not be, you know, not that we are worried or we are not worried about the issue of this Muslim ticket. See, this nonchalant attitude is not. It doesn't matter if you be talking about competence or you should be talking about the character of the person. Fine, this is how Lebanon started. Today, where are they now? These are Turkey as a nation started. Today, where are they now? So we must speak out, and every of their mistake, we will keep on using it against them. Whether being Muslim, sure, Tinubu have a lot of baggage, you know. Is the one talk about Muslim ticket? His heads, the issue with drug issues here in the United States. Talking about his certificate saga, you know, his age. So that man is somebody that Nigeria have to think twice. Otherwise, they have a repeat of Buhari. Then everybody will start running against it. Want to travel abroad. I see no reason why we should be here in the US or Canada, anywhere you find yourself. Well, if for instance Nigeria is working properly, we have the resources, we have the human capital, everything is there. But our leader have mismanaged the resources and put us where we are today. But however, I also want to encourage each and every one of us, because somebody make a call and said, if we miss it this time, see, if we miss it this time, nobody will come here or go anywhere start championing about one Nigeria or about good governance or this movement. Nobody's going to do that again. I must be sincere with you, because it happens that this is the time, because they tried doing it during the NSAS, you know, for good, demanding for good governance. It didn't happen. You know, they bring violence and many other things. Just 2 years after now, they now have 2 or 3, let me just say, barely 2 years after now, they now see somebody who shared that same vision with them, who is close to the people, who sing that same song they want to hear, who is in tune with reality. So I see it will take another 10 or 20 years for you to see person of Peter Obi again, who will be courageous enough, who have a track record. Tell me, among all the governors in Nigeria who have ruled each of their states before, that have done what Peter Obi have done. Forget, most of them have done so many, done well in terms of project and all that, but they have corruption baggage with them. But this is a man, not till now, they have not been able to find anything corruption against this man. So it will be very difficult for you to see somebody like this. Now everybody will just love naturally. People will just love him naturally. So it's better we key into it now and work towards it. So please, each and every one of us, we have a choice. It's so clear that no, the person of Peter Obi is the best among all other candidates as we speak right now. We can't afford to miss this opportunity. So we must do our part by reaching out to every one of us rather reaching out to our family and our friends and well-wishers, telling them about this good news, what they should, what they stand to enjoy when they vote this kind of person into power. And it will also enable us to demand for good governance. If you vote in the right person, definitely when you are demanding for something, they will hear your voice. If you did not vote for this, if you allow this APC and PDP who are from looking one way or the other to look desperately looking for power now, they will not listen to you. They will still kill you again at Lekki Toge the way they did before. You know, please don't make this mistake anymore. Let us come together and make this nation Nigeria a great nation. Thank you.
Yes. On that note, thank you very much, everybody. I want to thank everybody that has been part of this broadcast today. We want to say we love you and we appreciate all your contributions. Those that gave us super chat, those that called in, those that are on the comment sections, those that came as panelists, though some came and left, they never had the opportunity to speak because I don't know, either because they were busy or because they have a technical issue. But however, we want to say thank you for you to at least be here to join voices with us to make sure we move Nigeria forward. We are not here for partisan thing. We are not here for religious thing. We are not here for tribalism. All we are here is good governance. That person that we know that will actually rescue the country called Nigeria. Nigeria is dwindling, and we've left power in the hands of hoodlums. Yes, permit me, it is my language, hoodlums, in the corridor of powers. And those people have really shown us that they are not patriotic, they are not educated, and they are not even interested in the pains of the common man. All they are interested in is to steal our common patrimony, which they have been doing to enrich themselves, family, and friends, and take their children abroad to school. I also bring the children to us to come and govern us after all this. Are we slave? Are we the Amajiri? So we must wake up, and I know many of us are beginning to wake up. We want to also say thank you to a lot of people that have made useful suggestions, like the man that suggested of transition radio. It is not new to me, I know that, but it never occurred to me that it's a good channel. But he just reminded us that we should always talk about that, because these northern people, actually, according to Atiku, many of them know they go internet too. Now, traditional radio that they use. So there's need for us to do everything to also get into the traditional radio through BBC Hausa channels and also through VOA Hausa uh, language. So we want to say thank you very much for everybody. Tomorrow is Sunday. I think, yes, it's must. I will be coming out tomorrow by 6 o'clock Nigeria time. Monday we have our newspaper review every 10 o'clock, while every 5 o'clock Nigeria time we have normal broadcast Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday, and Friday we have our debate, which is normal. But next week Saturday, I think we're going to be having a new program. We don't care who we are supporting. Please just come and defend whoever you are supporting. If you are supporting Tinubu, no problem. Just come to the debate. We need like 2-3 persons. Be prepared. Come to defend your principle. If you are supporting Atiku, no problem. Just come. Tell us a lot of questions. We're going to be very unbiased here, and tell us why you are supporting, why you think he's going to be the best person. You are supporting Sowore, no problem. If you are supporting Kwakwasu, you are welcome. And for those supporting Peter Obi, we are neutral on that debate. It's going to be a free and fair debate. Let's hear what your candidate is made of. That's to tell you how transparent we want to be. We want you to tell us why we should allow your candidate ballot this very ship again without wrecking it. So that, I think, will be starting. It's a new program on Saturday. So on Sunday, see, Monday to Monday, we are here. So thank you, everybody. As we want to wind up this broadcast, we hope you join us tomorrow. So see you tomorrow, and bye bye for today.
Aku duga ya